There we go. All right.
We ready to go?
Yep.
I need to pull up your chats. There, can switch back now.
All right. So.
Hoi hoi, my finnies. Hoi hoi. We are back for another wonderful episode of Tea Time. Or Under the Tea now. We have an official name.
Under the tea, it's awesome. I need to like put that up on the screen, I think.
Yes.
Under the Tea.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna have a completely non-copyright what is it? Fair use cover.
Hmm.
That sounds amazing.
All right. So, what do we want to talk about first? Because I think I might do mine towards the end of the stream, so it's gonna take the bulk of it.
But yeah, we will throw this out real quick, chat. We have slightly changed how we're doing things. We're each gonna pick topics each week and bring our own topics to the table, and then we will educate the other two on the topic. Except me this week, because I was lazy. My chest hurt.
Alright, you're totally fine. Let's see. There's a lot of things that we could start off with.
I'm gonna make Oka a little bigger.
Eventually I do need to just, like, take better reaction pictures. I've just used those ones for the longest time because I've not really ever thought about it, but I probably should have better reactionary pictures. Also, hello chat. Again.
It's got everything like you need. It's got the open the mouth, so.
Yeah.
I mean, you can replace your gremlin. I'll replace her with your gremlin.
I could do that, but that might make it look like I'm a psychopath.
I mean, mine's my gremlin right now.
Yeah.
The little pump.
It's gonna be the pumpkin.
Hey, she's gonna be in that pumpkin all month.
How much was it to get the pumpkin put on?
$5.
That's awesome.
$5 pumpkin.
$5 pumpkin. And for Christmas, I'm gonna see if Danny can put her in a Christmas hat for Thanksgiving. Just put a turkey on her head.
A whole ass turkey.
Yes.
I ordered a Christmas pataroo like 3 years ago, and the artist never gave it to me.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah.
Hell, an artist I commissioned for a sketch page. It was only $15 though, but she fucking disappeared like a year and a half ago. Hasn't posted on her social since. I've sent her a DM every so often. I don't know if she just disappeared one day.
Man, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that.
It's 15.
Still
disappeared.
That's $15 more that you don't have.
Hey, if it was like, you know, over $25, then I'd go to PayPal over it, but
yeah,
it's fine. You know what? Just because I already have it up on my screen, let's talk about Bungie and the Latinx bullshit.
Yeah, give me just one moment.
Latinx, Latwinks.
Oh my goodness.
Latinx.
Oh man, the Bungie thing is, it sucks for me because like it hits really close to home because I really love Bungie and I really love Halo. And so here, I'm just gonna... Do I have to turn on the TV screen? I do have to turn on the TV screen. Okay, give me like two seconds to turn on the game's TV screen in my 3D world.
It's like the thing with the whole Latinx thing. It's like, okay, I'm half Mexican. I am a Mexican of the pale variety. I am very undercooked. But I can still put at least half of a brain cell into this.
Yeah.
And it's like, my family rejects this so fucking hard. I mean, they're already not very much in the left-leaning persuasion. But they would rather be called every like Mexican, Latin, Spanish slur under the sun than this.
Right. So So you two don't really know too much about this except for the outrage you've seen, right?
From Rosa, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Bungie is a progressive company, and that part doesn't really matter. That's kind of like been a thing for a while. Everybody kind of knows that Bungie is like all in that with their politics and stuff. I don't really care about all that.
Mm.
But what I do care about is when they come out and do things that I feel like are very insensitive, because it's already been proven that a lot of Latina people don't like having the X put on the end. In fact, a lot of them are very, very offended by it, say that it does not conform to their language. A lot of people, I think it's like there was a study done, and I think this only applies to the States, but in the States, I believe it's like only 1 in 4 people that identify as Latina or Latino know of it. And very, very, very few of those people would be even okay being addressed by it. So it's a very, very, very slim minority of a minority that are okay with being called Latinx or Latinx or whatever you want to call it. And it's kind of been one of those things that like has had very swift pointing down there for a moment. It's been one of those things that have had very slick backlash, in my personal opinion. I feel like whenever Latinx is brought up or thrown around, I feel like a lot of people are very quick to say, don't use that word. And
Yeah.
you typically see a lot of people. Now, to be completely honest with you, some of the replies in this, I don't think all of these people are being honest when they say that they are Latino or Hispanic. Some of these people I feel like are just trying to jump on the train of being a little racist. But there are a lot of people in their replies. A lot of these replies are hidden. Even a lot of these replies are hidden, where people are saying, "Don't call me that," you know, all that kind of stuff. Somebody even said, "Which white non-Hispanic employee wrote this?" And literally the whole post is just saying, being a Latin AEOX or AEIOU, I like to joke and say AEIOU, is more than just a location on the map. Just as being Hispanic is more than a language we might speak. And you know, very, very quickly, they got hit up by community notes. In fact, they got hit up by community notes twice. I liked the previous one, but the community notes basically said Latinx is a widely rejected terminology due to not making sense with any Latino language writing / pronunciation rules, and being seen as an American imperialism of language. The word Latinx is hated by Latinos, and some consider Latinx a damaging / offensive slur. And I agree. I actually, so I said this the other day on Twitter. I said, I said this about, I said this about white people, but I honestly mean everybody, like the West as a whole. I was like, can the West really just stop trying to educate other countries about how they should live their lives? Because whenever we try and do that, we tend to fuck it up. You know what I mean? It's just
So,
like
real
we enter a
quick,
war, we fuck it up. We try to educate other people, we fuck it up. So we just need to stop trying to come up with new words for other nations. You know what I mean?
my chat says whenever Latinx is said, the word gringo shortly follows.
Yep.
And
And
I just found this kind of interesting. Somebody in Lumi's chat tried to say Latino / Latina, and it was marked as an unsafe word.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you had to show it, and because I thought like all I saw is a more proper term for Spanish speaking community, and I was like, what did they say? Did they say something legit racist in her chat? Like, no, Latina is marked as an unsafe word.
What?
I don't understand.
And Starry said, I feel like Latina is a more proper term for the Spanish speaking community. I never really heard of the term completely, and being a Puerto Rican, I've never heard my family use it either.
No, nobody does.
Nope.
So I
Nobody
learned
does.
this from some of my Spanish viewers once. They say one of the reasons you'll never hear it used, despite the fact people just don't like it, is in native Spanish you can't really say anything with an X. It's not native, like X sound is not native to the language, just point blank.
No, yeah, it really isn't.
So just saying the word itself is not possible in the native
Yeah.
language.
No.
So you made a word that you thought was inclusive that you physically cannot say in the native tongue.
Yeah.
It really is baffling because as somebody who is an American, all right, I'm just calling myself an American. I call myself American, all right. As an American octopus here, like who isn't from the Spanish-speaking community, I look at this and just say, people need to stop trying to throw their imperial. Like a lot of people like to say, "Oh my gosh, America's so imperialistic. We like to take over other countries, or we like to impose ourselves on others." I was like, isn't that what you're doing right now? By trying to tell other people, like literally, there's only like one person in the entire world that I know that unironically uses the word Latinx, and that's AOC. She's the only one I've seen on the internet that unironically uses it, and that's probably because she's a politician.
AOC isn't a real person.
The only thing I know about her is she played Among Us with a bunch of streamers.
Oh yeah, during her political campaign, right?
Yeah, during her political campaign, she used, and it's just like,
So we don't talk politics on this channel,
No,
but
we
I do
don't.
know this, so I want to say it because I find it funny. AOC is disliked so much by the other like leaders in her district that they redistrict her. So her district was separated between 3 of them, and they just completely deleted her district, so she couldn't run again.
Oh, really? So she's just getting ousted from her district?
Yeah, they separated her. They added her district to another 3 people, and just completely deleted the district itself. So she had to quit and run up against one of them, and then promptly lost.
That's funny. So she's not even in Congress. That's funny. I mean, well, it's sad that you have to gerrymander like that. You have to kind of break the law in order to get somebody out that you don't like. But like,
I'm not supporting gerrymandering. I just find it hilarious.
Gerrymandering's illegal, guys. Don't do that.
I found it really funny.
It's fucking hilarious, and just like I find it weird that people in Congress can reform the lines of what their jurisdiction is. That's always been weird to me, but you know what? Be petty. I advocate for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the rules are to do it. I think you have to have like a majority vote from all the different districts in order to do it. Not the people, but like the people over the districts.
Right. I have no idea. All I know is that gerrymandering oftentimes is used to screw other people when you're trying to get more votes for yourself. That's the only time I've ever really seen it used or thrown around. And again, not talking about politics here, but both sides do it. And that's why I don't like either side.
I just found it very funny when it happened to her.
You know, it's just like, again, going back to the Latinx thing, the only people that she is the only one that I have seen use it. For basically beyond that, nobody unironically uses it. All right,
politicians and corporations.
Actually, I think I've seen. I think I've seen 2 VTubers who unironically use it.
Well, VTubers aren't real people either. So
yeah, you know what? You're right. VTubers aren't real people. Sorry, we're not real, guys. We're in hallucination.
Oh, that's adorable.
Don't take your meds though. Just send us money instead.
Yeah. Posture check, Aki. Don't take your meds. Pay us instead.
Oh no.
Have y'all seen all the memes with Fuakoko, the duo HoloLive streamer? One of them did a solo stream one day, and that inspired people to make literally just hundreds of fan art of her just being schizophrenic and like pretending she's her sister.
Oh, that's really sad.
That's hilarious.
It's hilarious, but sad. God. Oh my gosh.
Like,
man,
there's that
mean.
Somebody redid that image of the guy sitting in the interrogation room where the other guy says, "So are the voices in your head in the room with us right now?" And they had it with her, and it says, "So is this Fuakoko in the room with us right now?"
Oh my gosh, that's so sad. And I'll be honest, I love those. I don't really watch a lot of VTubers because I don't have time, and the stuff I do is listen to podcasts. But I like them as personalities. They're adorable. They're innocent, and that's just like a complete breaking of. I mean, I like that because it's different, and the different of it makes it nice. But like, it's sad to think about. It's like you're the other bow is not real. There is no bow. It's just bow. It's like,
See, they're lucky though. They got that instead of the horse thing. So
Yeah, I'd rather be known as a schizo than a horse girl.
yeah.
Maury
Which one
has
was
to
the
deal
horse
with the
girl?
horse thing
That's
forever
it's
now.
Maury. That's right. It's Maury.
Yeah. That's
Maury was
that's the
playing
first. That was honestly the first thing that I ever seen from Maury Calliope was the horse thing.
Oh man, I don't
It
think
wasn't
she'll ever
even
live
from
that
her.
down.
Well, not from her, but it was that was the first time I ever discovered.
Mm.
Wait,
Maury
why were you
Calliope.
watching horse stuff with Maury?
No, it came up. It came up on my YouTube for under VTuber
Sure it
meme
did.
shit. You know
Sure
what?
it
You
did.
caught me. I was a horse girl in the pit. No.
Oh my goodness.
Look,
They
we
can
don't
make fun
judge
of it.
here.
Yes, they do. I can't get into duo stream. I mean, that's totally fine. There are very few duo streamers because I'm gonna be completely honest with you. It takes a certain amount of people. Only a few people can do it. And guess what? They're one of the few that can. So
Chat says you're in denial.
Yeah, didn't it? Sorry.
No, but like to kind of cap this off, like my wish, and I don't think I'll get it for a while, but my wish is just that like we as like a country and a culture and a nation needs to stop telling other countries how to operate because we can't even operate our own country right now. We're struggling in our own stuff. We need to stop telling other people how they should gender their language, how they should take care of their stuff. It's just like that's not our job. All right. It's like my mom used to tell me that I should stop worrying about my friends when my friends are going through things. If I can't take care of myself, she's like, take care of your own laundry, clean up your room, and then you can worry about your friends.
You know what? That's the words.
That's how that works. It's on a very smaller scale, but that's yeah.
Yeah, honestly, we need to either leave it alone or just go take them over
You know.
and annex their country.
I mean, if we take them over, I guess that we can tell them what to do.
Bring back colonialism.
I'm still waiting for us
No,
to annex Canada.
We don't need. Oh my god. Maybe Canada needs it though.
Man, Canada needs a lot of help.
Canada needs a lot of help.
I'm waiting for the world to end up just being 2 superpowers.
Stars to the flag. Here's the thing. We do need to add more stars to the flag because we technically have territories that we own. They technically should be counted as part of the flag, but we don't. And that's kind of like, I understand some people might not want to because it's like, oh, then it's more than 50 stars, but we own them and we're in charge of them. We should add them to the flag.
Oh, it's funny. So that's unironically the reason we haven't added more, like we haven't given statehood to certain territories is strictly because they don't want to change the flag.
It's so dumb. It's like, unironically, I think that is the dumbest thing in the world.
I mean, okay, hear me out because, like, for example, I was scrolling on the communist app TikTok, and
The Chinese spyware.
Chinese spyware. Minnesota is changing their state flag and is open submissions for anyone to submit their idea.
Oh no! You never asked the internet.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. I'll send it to you guys. I'm gonna play it on my stream because it's fucking hilarious. Hold on, I need to open the spyware for a second.
It's a good thing I stopped streaming on TikTok just a moment ago. They definitely would have gotten upset with me for that.
Fucking
Stars and bars submissions.
Stars and bars. No, but like the fact that that's the reason why we haven't included them as states is just like really depressing to me. It's just like, guys, can you get over the fact that we have a nice looking flag? And like, here's the thing: if you want,
I'm saying just don't add more stars.
I guess.
Add squiggles or something.
Well, because think about like other countries get more territories. They don't change their flags. We're the only ones that are like obsessed with the stars. Like, no, just leave it how it is.
Either that or or just conquer 8 other places so that we can get it rounded out 60.
Add another row.
Exactly. Make all of them uniform.
All right. Video is up, audio on. It's like, okay, I can vibe with this new flag for Minnesota.
Today, my state of Minnesota
Because
made a
it's fucking
huge
great.
mistake. They announced that they
Let me
would
see if I
finally
can
be
open this
changing the
here.
Minnesota state flag because it's
Oh, it's like a
offensive and
minute
problematic.
56.
To be clear,
Hold on,
that's
wait a
not
moment.
Mistake. Mistake was opening up the new design.
Yeah, I should have
to
probably been doing
anyone.
this.
Actually,
is
I
my
probably
moment.
shouldn't
Without
open
further
that.
ado,
I'm
here
just
is my
gonna
first
listen to it.
submission for the next Minnesota
Okay.
state flag. As you will be able to tell,
I mean,
take
it all
representing Minnesota in our
fits
flag
for
very
Minnesota, that's for
seriously. First, I wanted something that would really stand out in
Okay,
comparison to
I'm
other
gonna
states. So for dimensions, it's
turn
going to be
off
twice
the
as big as the
music
Wisconsin
here.
flag. What are we known for? First, our most iconic entity and probably
I
our
almost
most
got it.
well-known registered
No,
trademark. I thought it was too
I
distracting to
still
use a
never
picture of
been
a
to the
mall,
mall
so
of
instead,
America.
I've just
I
decided
honestly
that our
need to.
flag is going to be a registered symbol. Then I remembered we're Minnesota, so we also have to let
Here
Canada
you
right
go,
above us.
chat.
We're
We're
serious
gonna
about
check this
international
out real
enforcement.
quick.
Next, we're known for the Minnesota State Fair, but I can't exactly put 1 billion people on the flag because I have creative taste. Instead, I went with, obviously, Sweet Martha's cookies. Next up, you've probably heard of Minnesota as the land of hockey.
dear.
There's no real significance to the eagle, I just thought it was kind of cool. But then I thought, hey, Minnesota is also known for fish, specifically walleye fish.
Twice
And yes,
as
I do
big.
process that walleye is slightly over the dimensions of the flag. I think that's okay. I would actually like it to
There.
be printed this way. Lets people know that we're a serious bunch, but we're also okay having fun and going outside the lines.
Sorry,
As you
chat.
probably know, we're the land of 10,000 lakes. Every picture of a lake I found was really dirty and it was hard to see through, so instead, I found this background of a swimming pool. But to stay consistent with the Minnesota theme, I wanted to make sure that this flag also included a random Minnesota
I
mountain.
want
No
Minnesota's
state
flag to
can
be this now.
complete without that state's
I'd make a
favorite
fantastic
food.
flag
So
if they
here's
asked.
Minnesota's
Oh,
tater tot
Carol, are you
dish.
in?
Also wanted to make
oh,
sure
what
that
is
I
it called?
incorporated more wildlife on
Flag
it. You might know
enthusiast.
that
What
the
is a flag
loon
enthusiast
is a
called?
Minnesota state bird, but you also might know
Flag
how I feel about
enthusiast.
birds.
What is
so
it called?
instead, I went with this huge
A
bear. Okay, now here's the part that I'm most proud of.
vexillophile.
Most people think about Minnesota,
A
they think
person
about
who
freezing
studies flags is a
temperatures. So for my state flag, the material in the fabric
vexillologist.
has to be the kind of
Vexillolo-
material that shows a hidden image when the temperature changes. So as soon as it gets below 0
Carol, are
degrees
you a
in the state of Minnesota, this,
vexillologist?
ladies and gentlemen, of the jury, is my first submission.
That's what it's
to the state of
called.
Minnesota
I'm not
flag.
joking.
Oh my god, but okay, if
flag.
no one here has ever had
For the state of Minnesota flag.
tater tot fucking hot dish. Oh, it's so good. I
Oh,
try
yeah.
it. I definitely try it.
What's in it? I'm listening to that.
Man, I'm not gonna listen. I'll send you the recipe.
Okay.
But it's like,
Okay.
if this becomes the new Minnesota state flag, I wouldn't even be mad.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I was listening to a guy talk about flags a while, and he is a vexillologist, and he basically was like, if you want a state flag, should honestly be something that you want to put on products, like like I know Idaho puts their flag on all of their bags of potatoes, and when you see the Idaho flag on a bag of potatoes, you know, oh, those are some quality potatoes because they come from Idaho, the potato state. Not even joking. All they do is talk about how much they fucking love potatoes over there. It's kind of annoying, but like,
We put flags on everything where I live. It's just a
Like-
Confederate flag.
Oh my god.
that might not be the right flag, but
Hey, we put it on everything. It's close enough.
It. You know what? If you're around enough rednecks, that's more common than the American.
yeah.
Oh, I've had
Although-
to educate people on just how many people actually own Confederate flag in southern states.
I mean, it's a southern state thing, so I'm not really surprised.
And
I
they're
mean,
like,
you-
"Oh,
you can
you'd
see
never
them up
show
north,
that
too.
flag to a black person, would you?" It's like, "Yeah, you would. Drive through our black neighborhoods. They all have one too."
They probably don't care.
It's just it's like a weird quirk of living here. Just everyone has one and everyone just accepts it.
It's like and it goes back to a whole culture thing because your cultures are different depending on where you are. Like in the
Hmm.
north, people are not going to have Confederate flags. In the south, everybody probably does. It doesn't matter who you are. Everybody in the south probably does have one or have some form of it. And it's just
Everybody's like fine with it. But then you ask
Yeah.
like a northern person about it and they're like, "How could you guys have that? It's so racist."
I mean, I live in the north, and there's plenty of people with Confederate flags.
See though,
Yeah,
in the north if you have one, I feel a little sus about that. In
Well,
the south,
it's
I get it because it's like a weird cultural thing.
yeah, it is.
no
I
the
mean,
ones who have it are hunters.
Yeah,
makes
no, I can
sense.
see that.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. I'll be honest with you. I don't see the Confederate flag as much as I see the Gaston flag. Is it called the
Gaston.
yellow one? The Gaston. I see the Gaston flag a lot more.
GADSEN. It's the "Don't
Yeah.
Tread on Me" flag for those of you who don't
Yes.
know.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of which, did you hear about the story about that kid who couldn't wear it to school because people were saying that that flag was racist? And I'm like, how
He
is
had a
that flag
patch on
racist?
his shirt.
Yeah, the kid had a
Okay.
patch on his shirt of the Gaston flag, and it's literally just a shirt that says, it's literally a flag that says, "Don't tread on me." It's supposed to represent freedom for everybody.
Oh no,
Pretty
it was
sure, at
a
least.
it was a patch on his book bag, and he
Was
had
it his book
multiple.
bag?
It was his book bag, and he had multiple patches on his book bag. And the teacher told him he would not be allowed to bring his book bag to school anymore until he removed the patch, because the patch was causing distress to his classmates by being a highly contentious political symbol of racism.
How
I
is
think
it
I remembered that right.
racist?
Oh, and
How is that racist? It's literally a flag that means freedom.
Oh no. But I have someone in my chat saying, descendant of General Grant here. I'm waiting for the day someone tries to use the heritage not hate line against me so I can say, my heritage demands you burn that flag. Oh, that's...
Uh-huh. Oh, right, I forgot you can burn through that. No,
The flag goes harder than the pine tree flag. What's the pine tree flag?
The fuck is the pine tree flag?
Is that a Canadian flag? Are you Canadian?
No, that's maple.
That's right.
That'd
Oh,
be
sorry. Sorry, that was racist against Canadians. I apologize.
Oh, it's okay to be racist against Canadians. You link? He gave me a
they get
link.
offended over everything.
What is this? Somebody. This was made during the American Revolution? There's no way. I refuse. Here, I'll put it in general for you too.
Let me see. What the fuck?
Alright, let me see. It appeals to, what the heck? That can't be real.
No, that looks like it was made in MS Paint.
That looks like this can't be a real flag.
Okay, here. That is a modernized, redrawn version. It is believed to have looked about like this.
Okay, that looks more real.
I was about to say, I didn't think MS Paint existed back then.
This looks more like a flag, in my opinion. IMO, more real. IMO, just...
Wikipedia labels it the pine tree flag, but the name it uses is either the tree flag or the appeal to heaven flag. For those of you on the Spotify who can't see it, it is literally just a really crappily drawn pine tree with a white background, and in plain bold letters the words "An appeal to heaven" at the top of it.
What's the history behind this?
One of the flags used in the American Revolution, the flag featured a pine tree and the motto "Appeal to Heaven," or less frequently, "An Appeal to God." It was originally used by a squadron of 6 frigates that were commissioned under George Washington. Is the official maritime ensign for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
Interesting.
The script on it was not the script in "Appeal to Heaven" was not removed until 1971. This flag is still in use.
Is it really?
In Maine.
Of course. Of course it's...
Hello,
You guys are gonna love this because there's a new version. This is the new version Maine uses.
Ooh,
that one looks slightly nicer.
No, that looks worse. It looks like something that you'd find in salad fingers. That would be the one tree by his house.
For those who can't see it, it looks exactly the same, but just not like a pine tree.
Here, let me show this. I need to show this tree real quickly. Is this like Maine's flag or something? Or is this just like...
It's a flag for their, what do you call it? Why can't I not remember the name? The water people, the Navy.
Ah, okay. It's the Coast Guard flag.
Not necessarily Coast Guard, but it's for the, maritime ensign.
Ah, okay. So it's their own special little group of buddies.
Yeah, if you go to the
militia.
If you go to the Flags of Massachusetts page, this flag is on there.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's still going. This was made during the American Revolution, and they still use it.
I mean, you know what? I'm gonna be real. That's dedication right there. They deserve some points for dedication, my friend.
Hi, Fullen, welcome to the stream. It just
I
mean,
it
hey.
looks so bad.
I mean,
Listen,
hey,
flags don't need to be pretty. They just need to represent something.
to throw us back to the fucking Latinx thing, I seen someone post a comment saying that someone should replace the lightning bolt with a taco or a burrito.
Okay, so here's the thing. The lightning bolt is Bungie's symbol. So Bungie's symbol is a shield with a lightning bolt. That is the symbol for Bungie.
It should
But
be a
I totally
burrito.
agree. I totally agree. If they want to be more inclusive and involve the Hispanic community, which you're gonna have to educate me on this. Does Hispanic encompass all of those cultures, or
No.
like no? Okay,
Wait,
that's what
yes.
I thought.
No, hold on.
Yes, no.
Latino.
Okay, okay.
Like is the umbrella term for everybody.
That's what I
Whenever-
thought. So,
Yeah.
like, they used Hispanic, and I'm like, hang on a moment. I'm pretty sure Hispanic isn't the language. I'm pretty sure that's a subset of Latino or Latina people here. So you're kind of getting some. It proves the point more, where people are like, "Are you just some white person in the office doing this?" I'm pretty sure it was just a white person who wrote that article. I don't know who it was, but I am like 110% sure that it was just some white person that had no idea what they were talking about, and they just wanted to be inclusive. And it's like, listen, I get wanting to appeal to most people so you can sell stuff, because at the end of the day, that's what they're doing, trying to sell things to people. They want more people to buy their in-game cosmetics. I get it. This is not the way to do it. This is not the way to get people to spend $20 on armor, because that's how much armor costs in this game.
And also, Hispanic isn't a language.
I didn't know that Bungie's logo was like a shield with a hand gripping a lightning bolt.
Yeah, that's
I
their
always
symbol.
thought it was just the word Bungie with like the little crescent moon thing.
Yeah,
And I
no.
only mentioned this because you guys were talking about being inclusive. Their logo unironically looks like a Nazi patch.
Oh my god.
I didn't know that was their logo. When I looked it up, I was like, is this like a
Yes,
World War II thing?
I'm pretty I know that there's some Bungie buffs in my chat, but isn't this the shield and lightning bolt, like, hasn't it been there ever since they made Halo? I'm pretty sure that has been there forever, or at least a very, very long time.
I guess I just didn't remember it, or maybe I've just never seen it. But no, it unironically looks like a Nazi World War II patch.
Since the
That's
beginning. No, yeah,
horrible.
the Bungie symbol has been there since the beginning, since the inception of Halo 1, or whatever they made before Halo 1.
In that case, I don't doubt when it was made they were being a little bit edgy and trying to. I don't.
I don't think that's what it was, but
All right. What shall we move on to next before we go on another tangent about flags?
oh my goodness.
Beautiful
I mean-
transition.
I mean, if we want to dedicate an episode to just bad flags, we definitely can.
Oh, we could do that one day. That
man,
might be fun.
One day. It was on the Bungie farms in the Halo 2 days. Yeah, it's been there for a while. Excuse
Didn't
me.
we want to talk about VTuber Cringe getting in a fight with somebody?
Oh,
Or somebody
yeah.
getting in a fight with him?
Well, I mean, I don't necessarily have who they got into a fight with. They got in a fight with a lot of other people, and it's not necessarily they got into a fight with them. They're just responding to people that are being hypocritical.
Oh, well,
Because-
one of them that the one that started it is, I don't know what their name is, but they're like an Eldritch Cran VTuber.
Oh yes, I remember this.
Yeah.
So like
Mhm.
they decided, I don't know what prompted it, but they like basically added YouTube and Twitter and said, why are you letting this person monetize on this platform? They're harassing people. And literally all he is doing is reading their tweets and showing the world their tweets. And they're like, he's directing harassment at us. It's just like, you put the message out there. All he's doing is basically the equivalent of a retweet with pictures. Why are you upset that he's retweeting your dumb shit takes? Let me be real here, because I want to make sure everybody understands the takes that he was showing from these people is them harassing other people. And some of it, I believe with this Cran person, they were harassing somebody for like liking Lolicon or something like that. And I understand some people don't like Lolicon, but like threatening other people or directing actual harassment at other people isn't cool. It's not neat, especially if it's not, if it's like not even, especially because it's not illegal. So
There you
like,
go.
Okay,
It's
here
like,
I found it, so I
oh,
can
you
read
found
it real
it?
quick.
Okay, yeah, you read it. I don't want to
So
hear it
the
wrong.
person is called Kutulu, who is a he's a crayon tuber.
It's a crayon tuber.
Crayon tuber.
Listen, I'm a
So
Titan.
years of reports on how VTuber cringe is 1, harassing vulnerable people and dehumanizing them constantly. 2, broadcasting their names over YouTube X, which gets these people death threats, slurs, harassment, etc. And at YouTube creators, and at X have done nothing. This has been going on for a very long time. Everywhere this person goes, they bring incredible amounts of pain and fear
Oh
through
my
their
gosh, this
actions
sound like the plague from the Bible.
to
You
God
need to put
knows
the mark
how
over our
many
door.
people. And YouTube has ignored all of it. X has ignored all of it. The victims don't get all that racial harassment until he talks about them. People sending death threats in DMs, calling them slurs in public, with intent to demean and dehumanize, running them off platforms because of the threat of bodily mental harm. Okay, whatever. I don't care that
I feel
you
like those both go under the same bracket because harm in general should just be under the same bracket. So, you know,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't
personal
care
opinion.
what you disagree with or how veiled the language is when the result is right there in front of your faces. VTuber Cringe clearly isn't the suffering party here with how happily they post and upload the things they do and get away with it without any repercussions. And then he actually gets a reply from YouTube.
Oh,
If
it's
it's
their
really,
An
automated
automated
shit.
reply. An
yeah.
automated reply.
And
Oh,
it
and
gives
Sounds like a
them
good
also,
one.
3 videos. He
yeah.
says these are some of the worst examples. Often they go after the same targets multiple times on multiple different occasions. There's even some commenters joining in on the incitement publicly on your site. And the comment he highlights is, gotta thank the V-tweeter for teaching me another slur I can use. The American is funny AF for making this happen.
Oh, that was talking
Oh,
about the spooky thing.
Yeah.
think.
real quick. Um, And Andreas yeah, Andreas in my YouTube chat was saying, in relation to the Bungie logo, he said there actually is a Waffen, whatever, SS insignia that somewhat looks like the new logo. And I said, oh shit. He said, yeah, 17th SS. Oh god, that's a German word. I'll look it up later. But he gave me the exact one. I'm gonna look this shit up. Here.
That's funny.
I'm gonna open this on a new window so it doesn't get caught by my stream, because the last thing I need is, hey, yeah, you're banned for hate, whatever. I'm like, I just looked this up.
Hateful symbols.
Oh
But yeah, no,
Maybe
I,
that means you could get banned from showing the Bungie symbol.
I thought it looked very close.
Well, Bungie, what are you doing with a
Oh, here
hateful
it is.
symbol in the background of your image? Holy cow, man. You might want to change that to something a little bit more inclusive. Watch,
There
they
you go,
change
it's
it
this
after this
one.
to just a rainbow. Okay, let me see this.
No, that's just the general shape. There were a whole bunch of symbols they had that had kind of the shield shape to it.
I mean, we can look into this later, but it's funny.
And here's the thing that's kind of dumb about that. It's just like, who cares? Like, I obviously don't care. I'm the kind of person that's just like, okay, World War II happened. It sucked. There was a lot of people that sucked in it. How about we just stop trying to bring it back up? Because it was one of the worst things that happened in history, and I will not deny that because it sucked. And I think we should just move past it and focus on the future. I understand that we need to learn from history, but we don't need to bring up history so that it does not die. Because we should let some history learn the lessons from history, but then let it die. All right? We don't
So
need to keep being reminded of horrible people of 50, 60, 70 years ago.
2 random things. Okay, you have somebody in your chat that says you're on the wrong category.
Am I in the wrong category? I am. All right, I'll change it here.
And the other thing is, I don't know if you guys know about this, but I learned about this from a couple anime. There's a odd cultural phenomenon in Japan where when somebody gets between like the ages of 10 and 20, or more like 10 and 17, they choose whether they want to side with the World War II Soviets or the World War II Nazis and base half their personality on that.
Are you serious?
You know what? I'm not
And
even
then they
surprised.
and then they like go really hard on that for a couple years, and then when they get older, they're like, "Wow, that was really cringe," and they try and suppress all of it immediately.
That's
Okay,
funny.
that sounds like when people go through either a
Edgy
emo,
emo phase.
yeah, edgy emo phase, or
Yeah,
what was the other phase that I've been seeing a lot? Oh yeah, teenagers who aspire to be SoundCloud rappers.
yeah. I have to look it up because they have like an actual name for it for the kids that do this. And I learned it when I was watching Overlord because one of the characters is dressed like a Nazi. And the main character gets super embarrassed because he made the NPC that's dressed like one. And then when
Okay,
he's trying to
that's
get the
funny.
NPC to tone it down, he like says something in German and he yells at him, "Never speak German again."
Oh, I know. I can't believe that fucking AkioAIR shit's still going on. But I made a whole PowerPoint presentation, basically pirating off of files that we'll be going through towards the end of the stream because mine's gonna take up the bulk of it.
Mhm.
I will link my PowerPoint so everyone can follow along and share as they please.
You know, since it's related to the VTuber cringe thing, which by the way, why did he name himself Cringy? He just, but VTuber cringe thing, part of what started it off was people are mad at the word spooky.
Oh yeah, the
Uh,
whole. Yeah.
so for those of you who don't know, the word spook was a racist term during World War II, specifically among military veterans that were referring to a singular squadron of black fighter pilots. Which, to my understanding, were actually pretty effective at what they did, and I still don't really know if it was intended as racist or if it was more like one of the
Who used
military
it?
things where they just call people weird things.
Which side used it? Was it like the Americans
Our
that
side
used
used it.
Wait, sorry, who?
Other military fighter pilots would refer to this squadron as the Spook Squadron.
Okay. I mean,
And
okay.
apparently they were very effective at shooting down German planes.
So we really don't know the meaning behind it, is what you're saying.
Yeah, we got no idea. It could be like some bizarre military thing that has like 20 layers of irony to it.
Okay.
And at some point, it came back to normal people. But even then, it's like never been a hugely used word, even among racists.
I've
Like,
never even heard of it before.
yeah, everything I could find was like there were very tiny sectors of racist groups that tried to keep it alive. But it's one of those things, right, that people have to understand is if you're like soft racist, you're typically not going to use anything that can be misconstrued as a slur because you don't want people to hate you. But if you're an actual hardcore racist, you're probably just going to use the worst word you can think of, which I can't even hint at on any platform.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I think like a racist, because I don't. But I'm gonna be honest with you. That is such an obscure word that literally, if that was the case, the only guy that's gonna know about it is my grandpa that's sitting in his chair dying. All right, that is the only person that's gonna know about it.
Yeah, and like my
Alright.
chat says, and I brought this up before, when people say spook, like, because the word does see mass usage as a slur, but it's a slur towards government agents.
Okay, so
And I think people skip
should
over
be
that
discriminated
fact.
against. If you're a government agent, I'm sorry, but I do not like you. I do not trust you. I am never gonna be friends with you. Okay.
Yeah, it's
And,
typically used to refer to people from alphabet agencies, like the FBI or CIA.
yeah.
So when they see like on a dictionary website and it says slang/slur, and they're like,
Mhm.
oh, slur for black people. No, it's slur for government agent. That's where it's most common use.
Now, like, and my chat is bringing up a good point. Thanks to that one guy on Twitter, he has now more ammo, so you can thank that jackass for causing more racism. And I agree. I think here's the here's the thing. I do think that there are certain words that you probably just should not use, period, because there's really no good reason to use them. And those are the general racist terms. But something like this, I think this is I feel like this is a stretch, all right? I feel like this is a stretch. Like, because we don't even know the reason, excuse me, why they use this. If I'm going to be honest with you, if I were like on the American side using this, I'd refer to it as like, oh, if they're good pilots, maybe it's like some sort of way of saying, dang, they spook around. They're like ghosts. The enemies don't get to see them. They're like ghosts. They run around and all that stuff. Like that's cool sounding. And I'll be
Yeah.
honest with you, military people have military terms and military slang. And so I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I can't, because there's no evidence. I can't say this is racist. Personally,
mean-
it seems like such a reach.
A couple
That,
people
and I
in my
think a lot of
chat.
people forget military guys like quote unquote make slurs for each other all the time. Like
Yeah, they
especially for
do.
people in other branches of the military. And it has nothing to do with race. It's just when you see death all the time, you kind of have to keep yourself entertained.
No, yeah, I will tell you, I was never in the army, but I was I was in armed security. I worked with police officers. Even at something that low level, you have to find ways to be funny with each other. And I had this sergeant. He was the nicest guy in the world. He was a nice black sergeant, and he was very funny, but he was also a little. He sometimes said some funky stuff to some of the Hispanics and white people around her. And he's like, "Listen, we all got to joke around with each other. I don't care what people say about me, as long as you guys don't care what I say about you." And I thought he was the coolest guy in the world because all he did was just joke around with people. He's like, "Listen, we're in an environment where literally we can rip each other's heads off at any moment because how pissed off we get with people. So don't take it too seriously." And I was just like, that's how I feel like it's being applied in the military. You have to joke around because if you don't, you're gonna break down and fall apart. So
Yeah.
again, I just don't see this
And,
as something that's racist. I see this as too far as a stretch. It's
Yeah,
too much.
I got a couple people in my chat. Rex said the word spooky can't be as old as World War
World War
One.
II.
World War One
One, yeah.
because Max Steiner has been calling things spooky since 1806.
Oh yeah, it's also a Dutch word. I'm pretty like I let me look.
Oh,
this
it
up, but
is.
I'm like it's a Dutch word. The Dutch use
Yeah.
it to like identify ghosts. So it's been around longer than World War One, guys. It's a word. That's another thing that's like really upsetting because again, it goes back to you're trying to police what other languages and other cultures are doing because it doesn't fit your Western values, and it's just like no, fuck off. All right, fuck off. The Dutch use it as an actual word. Stop telling them that they can't use words in their language, or stop trying to change their language because it doesn't fit your sensibilities. Just get over it.
Like even in our own language, like because when they brought this up, if you bring something like this up and everybody says, "I had no idea that it was ever used as a slur. I use it to refer to ghost." Like, why are you gonna get mad at them and be like,
Yeah.
"You can't be say"? Clearly, nobody even knew. Like, it's so far out of usage that nobody knew it was a thing.
No, nobody does. To be honest, I have heard of it mentioned like once or twice. And every time I heard about it, I'm pretty sure it was mentioned last year and maybe the year before. But anytime somebody brings up, "Oh, it's racist," and it's just like, shut up. Shut
Yeah.
up. You're just a clout demon. You're
You know,
speaking
these
about it
people
all
bring
the wrong
this up
ways.
every year lately on Twitter. And every
Man,
year people tell them, like, I've never used it that way. I'm still gonna say spooky, scary skeletons. Like, I
Exactly.
don't care.
Exactly. It's just like, can you stop trying to take such a reach? Because again, this person wanted. I'm pretty sure the person did this because they wanted to have attention. What's funny is I'm pretty sure the original poster deleted the tweet eventually. I don't know that
Yes.
for sure, but I'm pretty
Yes,
sure
they
somebody
did.
said they did delete it. They did?
They probably
Okay,
did.
I'm pretty sure they got so much backlash. Like, okay, this isn't working the way I wanted to. I'm actually losing traction, and this is a bad idea. So I'm gonna be honest with you. If you want to grow, don't try and use hate because using hate to
Yeah.
grow never works out for you ever.
Man, I'm learning a bunch of military stuff today. Andreas said, considering the U.S. would later use spooky as the designation for the Douglas AC-47, predecessor to the AC-130 Spectre gunship, I doubt it was meant to be racist if the U.S. gave the squad that name.
Okay, that's another thing. If you look up military terminology specifically for planes and Air Force men, they typically do kind of shift more towards like ghost language
Yeah.
or spirit language. So them calling like a squadron, even if they wear black, they were specifically a Nazi hunting plane squadron, something ghost related. It likely had more to do with the fact that they were a Air Force squadron than the fact that they were all black.
Dude, that sounds like amazing. It's just like, yeah, I was part of the battalion that hunted down Nazis. Like, dude, that's awesome. I don't know. I think that'd be something to be proud of. I was part of the spook squadron. I hunted down Nazis for a living. That sounds pretty cool, Grandpa.
Man.
Like, unironically, that sounds like a cool thing to say. I don't know.
Yeah, and if any slurs came out towards that squadron, it's probably from Nazis, and they're probably all in German, and we have no idea what they are.
And just to be real here, chat, I'm pretty sure almost every single Nazi was racist. So that's like,
Yeah.
that's like, that's already a thing. It's just like, okay, listen, they're already doing this bad thing. I'm pretty sure that it's different from what it actually means. You know?
Yeah, like nobody used spook as a bad word.
No.
And
I think it's such a reach. I think people are trying to reinvent words all the time, or just reinvent the meanings to things. Like, again, I will be completely honest. There are words that you probably should never say because it's going to lead to more issues than not. Like, if I ran around screaming racist words, I would expect to probably get beat up because that is the natural and very understandable response to screaming racial obscenities. And so I think that you only do that if you want to like get beat up or in trouble. Otherwise, I don't see a good reason to. I mean, some comedians can get away with it, but I'm not a comedian that thinks that they can get away with it, and I don't think it's a good idea. So I don't know, man. I'll leave that to the professionals.
I'm just gonna try and get more information on this squadron. But searching Spook Air Force, the first thing that popped up was apparently the plane we used to carry the atom bomb was, well, colloquially called the Spook. So even in World War II, we were still using specifically the word spook in a positive manner towards airplanes.
Well, atom bomb's not really positive, but I see what you mean here.
we would have considered it positive at the time.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true. This bomb, it's not positive, but at the same time, it is. Let's just use it and drop it. Don't pull a Johnny. Oh my gosh. No, Johnny Somali. I'm pretty sure he get like arrested and
Oh,
thrown in jail.
Yeah, he got arrested and they can either hold him for a couple weeks and deport him and then ban him from the country, or he can be stuck in Japanese prison for 3 years or more.
I probably want to deport him. Japan's typically very heavy on the just get out.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't know how nice Japanese prisons are.
They're not
probably as nice as the rest of Japan, I guess. But if I was Japan, I wouldn't want to.
If you're in a Japanese prison, it's okay. There's a reason why their conviction rate is about 98%. Is because they only go after cases that they know they can convict and send to jail for.
Really?
Johnny Somali would not survive very long in the Japanese prison.
Oh,
to be fair, because with Johnny Somali, he videotaped everything, so it's kind of like open shut on him.
Oh yeah, it is. It's just like I see this evidence here that you did all these things. No, it wasn't me. Well, isn't that your camera? It's open and shut, Judge. I think we should throw the book at him. No, I'll throw 2 books at him.
I mean, they were waiting to get enough evidence and stuff, and they have a lot on him now.
Oh, yeah, there's multiple times where he's just like, okay, I'm sorry, I'll stop, and then he goes right back to doing it.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
He really doesn't.
Sorry, go ahead.
Lumi?
What? Oh, I was just saying, no, he really doesn't care. And it's just like, I was watching Gundam's video on the whole Johnny Somali situation and all that. Mm-hmm. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It's like an hour long, but it covers everything really well.
It's pretty good.
A lot of people try to say, oh, just wait till the Yakuza gets a hold of him. It's like,
no.
It's not like the video games.
No, it's not. The Yakuza definitely do not operate like that. I feel like they have way more candor and way more, they're not like the video games. We'll just say that. They are not like
So I will say, it is semi-like the video games. The video games were actually made consulting with some Yakuza members.
It's kind of funny, actually.
They, like, obviously some stuff is really over the top, but they have confirmed a lot of more of, like, the inner workings of how the Yakuza organization and it works is actually pretty spot on.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
I guess what we're saying is it's more like they're not just going to come out and get him. That's not really their job. They have their own self interests. It's not like the police. They have their own things that they're working towards, and he's probably not chief among them.
If he touched a Yakuza member's girl,
That would be
probably.
different though. That's like every gang though. That's every gang.
Yeah.
Where every gang would get on you for that.
yeah.
No, but like the thing with Johnny Somali that is really infuriating is, again, he's part of IP2. At least I'm pretty sure he's part of IP2. And like
He's
I
at least
mentioned,
close enough.
yeah, he's
Mhm.
close enough that he is either affiliated or is directly involved with IP2. And like we've discussed with IP2, they don't care what they do. IP2 does not care about. There's no morality with IP2. You will find people in IP2 that literally smoke hardcore drugs in their camper vans, and they don't care who sees them. They do that on camera. All right, they don't care. Their whole thing is just content, views, money, and content. They don't care. And so I think that like you have to be very careful because those are some of the worst streamers. Like people like to joke that XQC sucks or any of the other streamers suck, like Hassan. No, the worst streamers are the ones that don't care about their content and they will literally just go out and bother and mess with you. So the
Yeah.
IP2 people are the scariest to interact with.
They're also
And
just
it-
really
reason.
annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and also
they're
like
more or less just annoying, but you know.
I think one thing about like Johnny Somali fucking sucks. But one thing that I did find kind of funny was when he was dancing in the middle of the street and he got slapped across the face. What he was
Mhm.
dancing to was Neander's Pump 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 song.
Oh my gosh. That had to have been intentional.
Yeah.
That she
Yeah, it
still
was.
wants to forget.
It's
She
like
will never forget.
I mean, especially after one Johnny played it on speaker on stream for thousands of people to see. If that song is gonna resurface and Neanders is probably gonna have some more ignoring to do.
Uh-huh.
I'm honestly
Uh-huh.
surprised Tron fans haven't canceled her yet for it. But she did come up with like a bizarre excuse. So.
She threw her old fans under the bus.
Oh yeah. Did you ever hear her excuse that she came up with that she was groomed by 4chan into doing it?
Yeah,
You don't get groomed by 4chan.
I watched a
Well-
small documentary on Neanders and it was something.
I may
Her
have to talk
claim
about
was
one
that
day.
because they gave her positive attention, that qualified as grooming.
Oh, Chad, I think you're grooming me right now.
Oh shit, I'm being groomed right now.
What is IP2? So IP2 refers to a subset of streamers that all follow Ice Poseidon, who is a very interesting human being. And basically what they do is they walk around with cameras on the street. They're IRL streamers, and their whole goal is just to be as annoying as possible for content.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Didn't
look
Ice
up
Poseidon
IP2
get in
on
trouble
YouTube,
on
you'll find...
Kick?
Yeah.
Huh? Yes. Yes, he did. Because he's the one that from what I remember, people are saying that the woman didn't know that there was a camera in there, but I guess they're claiming that she did. It was a whole weird story, but basically, there was a whole thing about how they hired a prostitute, and the prostitute came. And
Woman of the night.
Yes, very true, very fair. Woman of the night came, and she apparently didn't know, but then they're saying she did know. It's a whole weird thing. So
It's like what
Yeah.
what I know
That's what
of
you
the
can expect.
situation is that he did make her aware that there was a camera, but didn't tell her that he was live streaming it. So yeah.
mm-hmm,
You can see that, but still potato.
mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so fucking stupid. I miss being ignorant of Ice Poseidon and IP2. Thanks for exposing me to the bullshit.
You're welcome. We just
Ugh.
wanted to like expand your drama repertoire.
You were gonna learn about it eventually.
I was living in blissful ignorance until you guys mentioned Ice Poseidon, and then I started seeing Ice Poseidon clips on my Twitter.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
Ugh,
really got to
Tainted
ya.
your Google.
gotta
Like that guy
scrub
that
my-
harassed a dude at a mall. I don't think the guy that got harassed at the mall or the guy that got shot at the mall was part of IP2. No, that guy was just a prankster. But these are like pranksters on steroids, basically.
Yeah,
I
so I
see.
guess we have to kind of mention it because I've actually seen it mentioned in your chat, my chat, and it's going to show up in Lumi's chat eventually.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a guy went to a mall who was just like he was like with DoorDash or Grubhub or something. He was picking up someone's food, and a streamer decided he was gonna be funny. He was gonna be a funny man, and he was gonna harass this Grubhub driver. The Grubhub driver does the normal thing where he's like, "No, I don't wanna. Like, I got a job, bro. I gotta go." And he tries leaving, and the guy keeps cutting him off and trying to grab him and keep him from leaving. So eventually, like after him saying no 20 times and not knowing what this creepy streamer who keeps chasing him around is planning to do to him, he just whips out a gun and shoots him in the gut.
Well, you know what? That was kind of, asking for it.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I don't know the laws in that state around firearms, so I was kind of very surprised when they said that the guy that did the shooting got acquitted.
So he got off
It's
for
self-defense.
self-defense.
He
He
did.
was charged for discharging a firearm in an enclosed space.
Yes, that is right. You were very correct there. But yeah, I was very surprised, but I'm glad because you should be allowed to defend yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how he twisted that in court, but if I was him, I probably would have been in fear of my life in a certain extent as well.
I mean, hey, the
So-
benefit of being a woman, you could say I felt threatened.
Yeah.
I do think it was a little. Somebody mentioned to me on Twitter they think he probably got hit with the discharging a firearm in a building just because it was already kind of sketchy whether or not he could be let off to start with, and they didn't want to get in like too much backlash.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I was like, does that not really make sense? Because like if you
Well-
defended yourself, you can't then turn around and be like, well, you should have at least walked outside before you tried to defend yourself.
I mean, I can understand why they charged him with that. Coco, I swear to fucking God, get down. Hold on. Coco.
Worth
But do you
noting,
get what I
Grubhub
mean,
guy was like
Oka?
screaming for the guy to leave and was clearly distressed. No, yeah. See, again, as somebody who knows a lot about gun laws and gun safety because of what I've previously done, I know that like 99 out of 100 malls will tell you are not allowed to bring your firearm inside them. Most private businesses are not okay with firearms in them, period, because they just don't want to deal with that. So when I heard
Okay.
that this guy was acquitted, I was very surprised because I would have assumed that the mall would have tried to sue or the mall would have tried to have the guy arrested. But like, I get why. It's just I was very surprised because it's just like that's not normally something you see, that the guy with the firearm gets acquitted of self-defense even in situations like this. It's not something you normally see. So
So
Yeah,
my chat says noted. Octomom will mag dump.
if I am in legit threat of my life and you try to come to my home, yeah. So don't.
Yeah. I mean,
don't
honestly,
talk about that
same.
on my chat, but yeah, don't do that.
And
I
it's
saw
like,
the footage. I think it really helped that the streamer was like twice the size of the delivery guy. That could have
Mhm.
helped. And the
Yeah,
streamer
Probably
was.
did.
I'm not one for profiling, but the streamer was dressed in a way that would make most people somewhat suspicious of him.
what? Fair. But like, what
What, the
was I gonna
streamer?
say?
Yeah, the streamer was dressed like that douchebag meme.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
The guy with, or like the good guy douchebag or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
The guy in the brown backwards sit hat. He's literally dressed like him,
Hmm.
and he's
I
a
believe
fairly
it.
large guy. So
Mhm.
if somebody like that was trying to like stop me from leaving, I would probably be like, "Oh, this guy is probably off his rocker."
Yeah. Oh yeah. So the reason why they I can understand why they got him with firing a weapon in a closed building is because depending on the type of gun, it doesn't always mean that the bullet is going to stay lodged in the person. What if it accidentally hits someone else?
No, yeah.
And that's one reason why they charge him. And also, where I live and other places that I have lived, I have seen people be able to open carry guns in stores like Target, Walmart, the mall.
It really depends on the state, yeah.
I seen a rifle on some dude's back, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then I left.
Fun fact: in most states, it's actually easier to open carry a rifle than it is a pistol.
Yep.
Yeah, yes, it is because it's a lot harder to get out and use. Like, and that's that. I'm not gonna get into the gun debate because that's all political. But a lot of people don't realize rifles are a lot harder and thus a lot easier to justify carrying around, but still they're scrutinized more than pistols. Whereas pistols are not only easier to hide, easier to conceal, but easier to use in
They're
most
easier to
cases.
modify too.
Yes, like again, just drawing back on my knowledge here, as someone who has both or understands both, I know that a pistol positioned in a certain way can be used in 2 seconds or less. Rifles, depending on how you carry it, can take way longer than that. So, yeah, I'm not surprised that rifles are scrutinized way less than pistols, because pistols are easier and scarier to use.
Yeah, fair.
You know.
And yes, Scumbag Steve.
Oh, that's what it's called. I honestly couldn't remember the name.
Oh goodness. This is what we I think we were talking about IP2, but anyway, IP2, that whole sector full of weird people. Really, just stay away from being in public, because these people are everywhere, legitimately, and they're some of the weirdest people ever. Again, they will sit in their own campers and show you on stream them doing hardcore drugs, and I don't understand why. It's content for them, I guess. So
Didn't one of them make how to make crack cocaine?
Yeah, these are people that will unironically go out and get themselves arrested and see no problem with it, because they're like, I got content out of it.
Yeah, some people will get arrested just so that their text-to-chat speech can start screaming obscenities at the officers while they're getting arrested. Sometimes the text-to-chat speech gets them arrested.
Yep.
Anyway. Long kind of tangent there. What did this kind of spawn from? I can't even remember.
Johnny Somali getting arrested.
Johnny Somali.
Johnny Somali.
Right. I think we were like talking a little bit. We were talking about VTuber cringe, and we were talking about Bungie, and it kind of spawned into this. So
next topic.
Next topic. Okay, what's next?
Oh, we talked about the spooky thing too already, so that's done.
Did you want to talk about magic?
Okay, we could talk about Magic the Gathering. Yeah. Okay. So, I have to ask you two: do either of you identify as being a shaman or a witch or a mystic of some sort?
14-year-old me would have said yes, but me now, no.
Okay, because if you do, you're supposed to be offended at the fact that in Magic the Gathering, you can be a shaman, or you can be a druid, or a witch, because apparently it's very offensive for that to be inside a fantasy video game. Magic the Gathering, which is part of Wizards of the Coast, is toying around the idea of removing druids and shamans due to their religious sensitivities to the real world. And they have been toying around with that for a while, and they've already removed witches from their game. And I'm just sitting here and I'm like, I'm so glad I sold all of my Magic cards and I no longer play the game, because WotC ruined. They ruined D&D, and we've all known that for a while, but they have also ruined Magic the Gathering. It's just very, very, very sad. Offensive to pagans? Probably, but I don't know any pagans that would be offended by it. My mother used to be a pagan witch, and ironically, she had a broom and she told me she could fly on it. Never saw it, by the way. But she told me that she was a pagan witch, and I don't think she'd be offended by this, okay? In fact, I can almost guarantee you that the beautiful and very expensive looking art that I see on a lot of Magic cards would honestly pay respect to a lot of these people, and a lot of these people probably would love it.
Probably. To be fair, like, the only people that identify as witches anymore are, like, white women hitting their midlife crisis.
Yeah, that or the fucking astrology girls.
Probably.
Oh no, that's your astrology is when you're younger.
Or Tumblrites, I guess you could say. But like they're saying that they want to remove this, and I'm just sitting here like, why? Is fantasy not allowed to be enjoyed anymore? Because that's all this is. And I don't see what the issue is with it. Kind of goes back again to policing other cultures, other people, other things. It all kind of wraps together. And it's just like, what's wrong with fantasy? It's obviously not real. obviously I'm not gonna go and try and sling spells in real life or fight people worshiping some weird devil god. Can I just do that on paper or on card format? Because it's fun and it helps me get over the fact that instead of getting to sling spells or slay people to some demon or eldritch god, I have to go deliver to people for a living. All right? So playing the game is way more fun.
Yeah. Someone here said, I guess they'll need to remove priests, paladins, and every other religious icon too, to be inclusive.
Exactly. No, they're not going to do that because,
I mean, that's
religious
the thing. They
icons.
never talk about anything Christian related when it comes up to religious icons.
No.
Like you'll have sexy nun outfits everywhere, and it's just completely ignored. Monks are technically very Christian based, although you could argue multiple cultures have them.
Multiple cultures have
Paladins are
monks.
1000% like Catholic based.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Like you have
Oh,
all this
yeah.
stuff, and it's just like nobody ever says anything about it.
No, because it's not their thing. It's not their thing. They don't care.
Wait, hold on. They can appropriate Christianity, but everything else is off the table.
Yeah,
Pretty
it's
much.
just like one of my commenters says, "Do you know about the Australians being hella mad at FGO for making a servant based off of an indigenous god of theirs?" I have not heard of this. Do you want
I
to?
did hear about it.
You did?
haven't.
Tell me about this. This sounds funny.
No,
As
because
someone,
I think everybody knows what FGO is to some degree.
Yes.
If you
Yeah,
don't,
I don't.
FGO is basically somebody said, let's make an anime game where everybody is fighting for the Holy Grail. Like, yes, that Holy Grail
that
from.
holy grail.
But everybody fighting for it is basically somebody that really existed in history. But they're kind of like they're different because most of them are made into like a sexy waifu because that's just how they roll.
Or a
Mhm.
sexy husbando, or a
Yeah.
lolicon.
So before somebody says like they're targeting Australia, it should be well established that they have basically done this to literally every culture already.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they managed to find anything from Australia that wasn't just an animal that wants to kill you to turn into a sexy waifu should on its own be impressive.
Yeah. It's impressive, yes.
Like this is a game that the only thing I think they'd maybe be iffy about touching is religious figures, like actual like Jesus, God, Buddha, that kind of thing.
Oh, are
But
you saying
everything
we're not
else
gonna
is
have sexy Muhammad?
yeah, but everything
No.
else is an actual just like person from history. Like one of the first ones and one of the most popular is Joan of Arc,
Mhm.
which is a again Christian figure, and people ignore that.
Mm-hmm.
If I was these Australian people, I would be happy because it's probably
Yeah.
the only time anyone's ever heard of their famous figure or deity
yeah,
or whatever they are.
Let's see here. They say indigenous, so I'm guessing by indigenous they don't mean the prisoners that
It's one of the
originally lived on
Abos.
Australia. They're talking about the actual indigenous people. It's just like, okay. The specific figures they used are not meant to be accurate. No, exactly. Like one of the most famous figures of Fate is literally the same face plastered on 10 different servants, and they're all some personification of Arthur.
Yeah,
So,
but as a
that's
woman.
funny. But as a woman, yes. Arthur, but as a woman with a big titty sword.
It's not even just them. Like they have one of the more popular ones is Jack the Ripper,
Oh,
which
I
is
know all about Jack the Ripper.
Oh.
it's debated if they were even like a specific real person.
Alright, Andrea said they actually do have Buddha as a servant in Fate. His name is
Do they?
Saver.
Oh.
That doesn't surprise me. But like, I feel like some icons they're going to be a little bit more accurate because they want to respect them. But it's just like, I don't know. Their main point was Australia has a blasphemy law and are expecting other countries to adhere to it. No,
Oh, yeah, no,
that's
I'll have to
definitely Buddha.
ask. I will have
Listen.
to ask my Australian artist about this, see what her opinion is.
Listen, all right? I'm going to tell you what many other people say to other countries. Your law, not mine. I just won't visit your country then.
Yeah.
I already
this
don't
is
want to visit
a-
Australia.
This is a minor tangent. but I do want to like throw it out there because it's related to this sort of.
Mm.
Have you guys ever heard of a game called Smite?
Yes, I love
Very,
Smite. I was
very little, but yes.
Yeah, so for Oka and other people who don't know, Smite is basically a MOBA, but every character is an actual deity from different pantheons of religion. The only ones they haven't really tackled are more modern religions, except Hinduism for some reason. But Smite got in a similar controversy years ago over their depiction of the Hindu goddess Kali. If you actually look up the original Smite Kali look, and you look up depictions of Kali, they one-to-one recreated Kali, like
That's
100%
awesome.
accurately.
And for
And
those
people were outraged because they didn't realize that one-to-one Kali includes her being almost completely naked with nothing but skulls covering over her genitals.
for those that don't know, Kali is like the god of death in Hinduism. It's Hinduism, correct?
It's more God of War.
It's god of war. Yeah, but she's
She
like
covers many things, but it's more
yeah.
traditionally associated with war and death.
But
Man, I
like
loved her
that's
original
awesome.
look.
Yeah, and it was a one-to-one recreation, but people
And
got mad and said it was offensive because they thought they were like sexualizing her. But it's like that's
No.
just how she
Yeah.
looks.
Hold on here. I will. Hold on here. I'll post this in general for you guys so you
they
can
made
see.
her a MILF. Shocker.
Uh,
Maybe
I
she
was like, I was big into Smite. I was a Smite addict.
Oh.
I played this game for 6 years, spent way too much money on that game, which I really need to start playing again. But it's like, they do such a good job with all of the gods that they work with. And also, a second controversy that they got into. The, uh, the goddess that they had, the goddess Isis, they had to change her name.
You know, while I understand why they might have to change it, and that's just like an unfortunate part of modern terrorism. So I kind of understand that. Kind of sucks though,
But
because like
it's like they didn't change it till the last, what, I think it was 2 years ago. But yeah, this is Isis, the goddess of magic. And now they changed her name to another name that she also went by. I think it's Aset. Yeah, Aset, I think.
See, I don't know, man. Like when it comes to like depicting date, like I'm pretty sure a lot of people wouldn't mind, like as long as it was revered to your god. I don't feel like people would mind seeing Jesus Christ in the game, just like going around giving retribution to people. And I highly doubt Mormons would care if Joseph Smith was put in the game so that he could throw books at you.
Want to know what god, or well, more so, this is a monster from, I think, mythology. It's Scylla. I'm surprised there wasn't more controversy about her.
Scylla and Charybdis.
I will send you Scylla's.
Well, the thing with
Let's see
Scylla
this.
is, like, they're never shown in, like, mythology. They're just kind of a nebulous thing.
Here you go, that's Scylla.
So for those who don't know, in Greek mythology, because
tiny
sometimes
redhead.
sometimes there's some confusion over what Scylla and Charybdis is. Charybdis is like a kind of a hydra creature that lives in a cave next to Scylla. Scylla is a whirlpool, and it's never really explained what Scylla is. It's just there is a whirlpool, it is named Scylla, and they kind of skim over it. So Scylla in Smite is a lolly, which is adorable, but she basically kind of creates portals, sort of, and Charybdis is a part of her. They're kind of treated as one entity, which makes sense, because if you ever read the Odyssey, it's always referred to as Scylla and Charybdis. They very rarely mention them separately.
I
Interesting.
forget how to spell Charybdis.
CHYR.
Oh, there it is.
I think I was on way. I'm glad you
Yeah,
shot me
somebody
though. I
spelled it
was
in my
about to
chat.
fuck it up real bad.
Oh yeah, and here well, just in case, I'm sure you already pulled up Charybdis, but here's what, like. I don't know if Crypt is supposed to be a lady or a dude, but it's either a lolly or a
Very
chica.
androgynous.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
mean, some of
they're
these gods,
a
people
whirlpool.
really don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, they're cool, and like I really love Smite for it because it brings like some of these more niche deities that you wouldn't know about to the forefront, and then people get mad because they're not like completely shown accurately. But if you read their lore descriptions really are like a till deer of their history.
Yeah. And
Like
it's
it's
just
cool.
it's like I was a huge mythology buff when I was in high school, so I got hooked on Smite for various reasons. So good, I need to start streaming. I was
We're gonna bring Oka and we can play Smite together.
oh
Yeah,
hell
I've never
yeah.
played it before, so.
I was a Scylla main. I own 95% of every single Scylla skin. I spent too much money on that game. I spent $100 on every single Odyssey for I think 4 years.
If they ever complained about any god in that game being offensive, it would definitely have to be Agni, and it would have to
Oh,
be the fact that he
Agni.
has a skin called Swagni.
Okay,
Oh my gosh.
Swagni is a great skin.
Swagni is great. It's
Oh my
Agni,
God.
but in a pimp outfit with a pimp cane.
Oh
I
my
mean-
gosh.
And he talks like a pimp.
Oh man.
Oh, here you go, Akko, so you can see with
All right, let me take a look at this.
Aphrodite. And
Oh my gosh.
I love Swagni.
Here, chat. I'm gonna show this off.
Two best skins in the game have to be Swagni and Derpules.
Oh my god.
Here, I got Derpules for you.
Stream
Derpules is
Smite.
fantastic because of the voice.
Here, I'll get a link. I'll get a link to Lumi. Hold on a moment.
Man,
Chat,
like,
if you haven't played Smite, you should give it a shot.
it's
One
free
of
to
the
play.
better It's free to play, but one of the better things they do, because like most MOBAs, you have to buy the different champions. They are one of the only MOBAs that include an Ultimate God Pack, which gives you every god that is currently out and every god they will ever release. So it's like basically purchasing the full game.
And I would
much
highly
is it?
suggest the Ultimate God Pack goes on sale twice a year for 50% off. So if you don't want to pay $30, you can buy it for $15.
Oh, it's only $30 for everything?
Yep.
Everything and everything that ever comes out in the future.
Yep.
Wow.
I bought it when it was $20 before they ever did sales before. It was a supporter thing.
I got it gifted to me by an old friend of mine when they first got me into Smite.
Yeah, I have.
Thank you, Mr. Creepypasta. I still appreciate it greatly.
Oh, what? You're friends with MCP?
Oh yeah, I was invited to his wedding.
Oh, you should bring him on sometime. Say hi.
I've known him since I think 2013 when he had his website up.
I legitimately used to watch his videos all the time because I love like creepy horror videos.
Under my old persona, I did a lot of horror reading and creepypasta reading. So
oh, that's cute.
I'll have to do. You know what? I should read some horror stories for this month. Honestly,
read some horror stories on your YouTube page.
I should.
Oh, I have an idea. Do you want to do one day? You and I can read the worst creepypastas.
Oh hell yeah!
Not the good ones, the bad ones.
Oh yeah, we should. You know what?
There's some bad ones out there.
You know what? I should reach out to some of my old narrator buddies, see if they still have some of the old stories saved.
You do like an internet historian and just like have some pictures up. Well, I mean, that would have to go up in post, but like you could like read it and then like put some bad pictures up of like bads. It just read the bad ones.
Yes. Ooh,
there's a lot of ones that are considered good that I think are bad. Like almost anything that has to do with a video game, where it's like, in the video game scared me in real life. It's like, shut up.
Oh, like fucking, what was it? Ben Drowned? Like that?
Ben Drowned, Curse of the Unknown King, Nest Godzilla. Nest Godzilla's even worse because it's like, my dead girlfriend is in the game and she's speaking to me to protect me from the red demon that's also in the game. It's like, what are you talking about? What the fuck is this? It was such a good creepypasta until his dead girlfriend showed up. Because it was just like an interesting, creepy game, and there was never anything deeper to it. And then suddenly it's, I think this is meant to represent my dead girlfriend, and she's
Jesus
protecting
fucking
me.
Christ.
Oh my gosh.
Man, I'm
That
having
sounds
such
beautiful.
a fucking nostalgia trip just thinking about bad creepypastas and looking at old Smite skins because fucking one dude that I miss his Smite videos that I used to be decently good friends with. I think I'm still mutuals on Twitter is Punk Duck and Trelly. Punk Duck's
Never heard of him.
videos on how to
Yeah,
play insert god here fucking hilarious.
I sadly didn't get to listen to a lot of creepypasta stuff, mostly just because I wasn't into it, but I like a lot of it now. I like a lot of the quote-unquote real Reddit stories, horror stories, because some of them
Oh,
are too
let's
good
not
to be
meet,
real.
no sleep. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, side tangent, but yeah. People put gods in their video games. They're doing it because they love them, not because they want to disrespect them. Although,
yes.
I don't think that could be for everybody, but I do know that if they put your god in Fate, they're either making them a hot titty goth GF or a husbando, or they'll actually make them a little bit more accurate. Like
Oh no.
like Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh is like pretty accurate in my personal opinion, and he's not even a god. He's just one of the first stories in the universe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like
Mizu.
Fate that much, but I know a lot about
Hot
it.
take, Jeff the Killer sucks. No, it does.
Here you go. Here you go, Mizu. Just for you, I put it in the Discord.
Why would you do this to me?
Why'd they do that to
Is that
Fenrir?
Fenrir?
That's Fenrir.
They tried to make a Freddy Fazbear's Fenrir.
Oh gosh.
It's the new one, right? It's the Roxanne Fox of the universe.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. It's like I like their basically owlbear fucking Fenrir skin. It looks fucking cool, but then we get shit like that.
What do you think of Five Nights? What do you both think of Five Nights as a whole?
Overrated.
Overrated? You think so?
The thing is, I never liked it. I don't think it was bad. Like, I think the story of it's decent enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I give him credit where it's due. Like, he wasn't trying to make like an expanded lore universe. He was trying to make like a creepy one-off game, and it blew up way bigger than he could have thought it would.
Oh yeah.
So like,
totally
I give
did.
him that. But at the same time, it's like everybody thought it was like this great, brilliant gameplay. It's like you're clicking buttons. Not even a bunch of buttons. You're clicking 2 buttons the entire time.
I remember I was in high school when that game was brand new, and I bought it and I owned it on my phone for $5, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. But I grew up and I was like, you know, this is fun, but it's not what everybody makes it out to be. And I never bought any of the merch because I was like, it's really cringy. I mean, it's for kids, and you know, or you know, the Matt Pat historians to make 50 bajillion videos on who the purple guy is, and it's just like, it's not for me. But like, yeah, I think it's kind of overrated.
I mean, I never got any merch for it, but I would get a Roxanne Wolf sex doll.
I know you would.
Okay, furry.
I'm not a furry. I just have a passing interest in Technicolor dogs.
That's what all furries say about Technicolor colored dogs.
Okay.
But I gave both of you one more Smite image in the chat.
Okay.
Oh hell yeah.
This is official Smite event artwork.
Okay, I own that skin.
Legend of the Foxes.
I own that one.
My chat's seen this picture before because I show it in my chat any chance I get.
Yeah, that's the Amaterasu skin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's don't you love the artwork they made for it?
It's beautiful.
Wait, that's official?
Yes,
that's
it's
official artwork.
That Okay.
I think they were asking I think they were holding fan submissions, honestly. If I remember correctly. Been a minute.
I hope so, because my fan theory has always been they handed somebody in the office a piece of paper and they said, look, this event comes out in 12 hours. You get to it.
No, yeah, that looks like my level of drawing, which isn't very high because I don't get to draw very often.
What's the artwork here, chat? I'll show you. We'll pull it up for you. No, not what I wanted to do. Too many buttons.
Oh yeah, I have the Senpai Daji skin. I have the Marvelous Maid Amaterasu. I have the Ratatasker skin.
Is Smite just like, is their whole monetization platform just like selling skins?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Crap, I keep hitting the wrong button. So I'm sorry, chat. I'm dumb.
It's like all MOBAs these days. They sell skins.
Yeah, to be fair, I would prefer that over.
Oh no, yeah, I totally do as well. I would prefer that over like what a lot of games do.
And now I have the urge just to re-download right now, but I got the.
Yeah, I mean we can do it some other time.
Yeah.
Also,
sure.
chat did hydrate.
There's a nice guardian right there. Take a picture of that.
Also, like, did Smite really have to make some of these goddesses like insanely stacked like Daji?
Yes.
Daji is fucking stacked, and she has jiggle physics, and it's fucking great. Same with Aphrodite. She's one sneeze away of her tits falling out, and it's amazing.
Oh
Alright,
goodness,
chat,
that's why you gotta wear a big shirt.
Here you go, chat. This is the famous Smite image I love to show everybody because it is absolutely beautiful. This is official event artwork they had for one of their anime event is what it was about.
Oh. I have a ad on your stream, Lumi, and it's telling me that Loki is back.
No, who cares? Nobody likes Loki.
I mean, I liked season 1 kind of. It was alright. But my big problem with
It has soul?
Huh?
That's the joke people always make about AI art, is that it doesn't have soul.
Oh.
And I always
No.
think of the 4chan thread where somebody posts like a crude drawing of Sonic the Hedgehog, and they're like, I would love this over every piece of AI art ever because it has like soul to it. And the guy posts another picture that just says psych, and it shows that he made the Sonic colored pencil drawing using AI.
No, but like talking about Loki for just a moment, I thought the first season was okay, but my big problem with Disney these days is they want you to subscribe to their platform to watch 10 bajillion different shows for their movies, and that was fun up until like Infinity War was done, and now that it is done, it's just like I don't care. None of your characters are worth watching anymore. Loki was like the first thing that was just like decent enough that I felt like could be separated from everything else. Now it's just like I don't care anymore.
Yeah. I mean, even then, like, I knew how Infinity War was gonna end.
No, yeah, it was. It was basically the end of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and now they're just trying to keep it alive and resuscitate it.
Over and over again.
Sorry, it's not going to happen unless people are watching your dog shit, and every time you keep making a shitty movie, it's going to lose more and more money.
Chat says, are you telling me you didn't like twerking She-Hulk?
I didn't watch. Listen, I have not watched, and I refuse to watch She-Hulk. All right, I already have an opinion on it, and the opinion is I'm not going to watch it because it looks like dog shit. I don't care if that makes me racist.
That's why you watch Gundam review it.
Oh, Gundam had a great review on it. That's all I need to see because he suffered through it for me.
Exactly.
No, but like, yeah. Let's see. I really only had one other thing I wanted to before we got to the. Are we gonna have enough time for the AkioAIR stuff?
I will make time for the AkioAIR stuff. I put together this PowerPoint presentation for like 4 days. I am going to talk about it.
Awesome. No, yeah, I'm totally down to stay the entire time. Just wanted to make sure if you guys are both all right with that. So the only other thing.
Oh, I'll just play Cyberpunk in the background.
Okay. Yeah, I'm running Destiny stuff right now, and I'll read if you need me to. The only other thing I wanted to talk about is I noticed that I have this thing where I like to talk about shitty VTuber opinions. And there's this one that I'm noticing a lot more VTubers are like coming out saying, okay, chat, this is the rules for you. And if you don't obey these, you're going to get fucking banned. And a lot of these rules are just like, it's just like, okay, I understand that there is like a base set of things that you need to set aside. Like I have 6 very distinct rules in my chat. I don't feel like I need to add any more because it's basically just don't be an asshole 6 times, 6 different ways. You know, you don't need to say it any other ways than that. And I'm seeing, and the example that I like have pulled up is where this person is like, don't ask me personal questions. Like, don't solicit self promotions. Don't hijack the chat with something you want to talk about. And it's just like, come on, man, fuck off with that shit. It's just like, do you really expect that you're going to have such a curated chat like that? Like, if you have such an issue about it, just ban the person without having to talk about it because you're making it a way bigger deal than it needs to be. And it's inviting people to troll and mess with you in that case.
Man, it's like honestly, as long as my like I don't care if my chat talks about something that's completely unrelated. As long as like if chat wants to be active like that, go ahead. They're still listening to my stream while they're chatting. So I don't give a shit.
Oh yeah, sometimes I get people that come into my chat and ask me about completely random things. Sometimes they want to bring up something completely new and they chat for like an hour or 2 hours or the entire stream and it's just like, you know what, if I didn't talk to you about that, you probably wouldn't have stuck around. So, you know, I'm fine talking about random things with chat cuz sometimes chat has some good things to talk about. And
Now, one of my favorite things, like especially in the modern day where everybody puts their trigger warnings on everything, is like, this is the internet, right? So for like
Yeah.
trolls, you just put out a bullet pointed list for them of all the things they can do to get under your skin and make your life worse.
Exactly. It's just like,
Yeah.
don't. I'm reminded of like a message that I read when Christian's dad wrote a letter. No, it wasn't his dad. It was one of his teachers. His teacher was like, don't give people don't show people your tricks because if you do, they'll know how to push your buttons. And it's just like, stop telling people how to push your buttons because
Yeah.
it's all it's doing is leading you to get messed with.
Yeah.
It's just like, how dumb are you?
And Andrea said, if you really want to see a VTuber with some really insane rules, look up Garo's Shadow Scale. His Discord was basically a cult.
Oh dear.
I've seen it. I've watched all the Garo Shadow Scale videos.
Oh dear.
I'll
What
have
was
to
it
look this
about?
up.
He's just one of those when VTubers talk about like they don't want that person that has like everything's always in members only and they're like,
Yeah.
you have to give me money to talk to me.
Oh,
That's the
I
only
hate
way.
yeah.
that.
He's that person.
Ew,
Um
gross.
there's a pretty famous clip where somebody comes in his Discord, and when I say come in, they were a member of his Discord for a long time, and he says, "Hey Garo, like it's my birthday today, and it would mean a ton to me, like if you said happy birthday, because you're my favorite creator ever." And it literally is a kid. He's like 11 or 12 years old, and Garo proceeds to go on a massive rant about how this kid is just thinks he's the center of the world and he's such an idiot and like his parents didn't teach him right and all this
What
other
the fuck?
stuff.
Oh my
He's just like
gosh.
browbeating this like 11-year-old for 30-40 minutes in his Discord because he said that it was his birthday.
I have a good
Gee.
meme for that. I have a really good meme for that here. I'm gonna pull this up here. Pause. Please. Thank you. I'm gonna send it to you guys, and you can choose to show it on your screen if you want. Stop it! He's already dead.
Oh my.
It's just like, bro, do you really need to go that far?
On like a little
like,
kid.
I don't feel like I'm ever like that. And my chat can call me out if I'm wrong about this, but I don't feel like I'm ever like if my chat needs to talk to me about sometimes my chat comes and tells me, man, I had a shit day today. Can I have a hug? And it's just like, well, I can't give you a physical hug. Will like you being here be good enough? And it's just like, yeah, I get that it can derail the conversation to have somebody else's personal problems brought up, but like that's part of being an entertainer. And when you're somebody that people look up to in a parasocial way, you have to be ready for them to come at you and say, hey, here's some personal problems I'm dealing with. And if you're not, I'm sorry, you shouldn't be an entertainer because it's not a space for you then.
Yeah,
I'm
pretty
sorry.
much.
Like there is a limit. I feel there's a limit to where you can say, okay, I can't deal with this. But if you can't deal with people coming and wanting to dump things on you because they look up to you and they think you are they think that you are as cool as sliced bread. All right, act like it. Act like you are cooler than sliced bread, because otherwise you're not worth being you're not worth it. All right. And this is another clip that people are going to use to cancel me. But you are not worth being a good creator. You are not worth being a creator if you cannot deal with people with their problems. All right, you're just not.
I'm gonna make the Google Doc myself.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I've warned my followers before, like very publicly, that if anybody ever finds
that's
like
weird.
any of my old names, there's gonna be a lot of cancel documents about me. And I'm gonna come straight out and be like, I said all of it, and I don't apologize for anything.
I don't care.
Booba. Thank you for the booba chat.
Booba.
Yeah, chat gave me the booba.
Let's see. Before I go into the AkioAIR thing, I'm gonna quick and delicately touch
Go ahead.
Anxious Peach's video on Striker.
Oh
Then
yes,
we'll
I
move
remember
on
that.
to. Okay, so
Plummy's gonna give us all a delicate touch, chat. Prepare yourself.
I'm going to delicately touch all of you. Anyways.
Would you give us like a synopsis of what we're going to talk about here?
I'm not gonna go deep into it because that would be like a 4-hour stream in it of itself because
Well,
there's
you
a
gotta
lot on
remember,
Striker.
Oka doesn't know Striker.
Yeah,
You
I don't
and me know
very much about
Striker.
this.
Okay, TLDR on Striker. He's a creep and a pedophile.
Like legit, not
Like
just
legit.
telling him that. He said things
he
that
flirted and online dated girls between the age online dated, flirted, and ERP'd with girls between the ages of 11 and 17, and he sees no problem with it.
Okay, so this is legit the real thing then.
Yep.
Okay.
I will
understand.
link Anxious Peach's video for everyone to go watch if they so want to, because it's a 27-minute video, and we're not just gonna sit and watch this because I don't feel like it.
That's fair.
But
No,
for
thank
anyone
you.
who wants to watch it, basically, Striker was in Fillian's Discord server, was in her talent show, and a couple of Striker's
no.
victims went to her server, DM'd her and her mods. Striker right now is in his early 20s. I believe he's 22. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Even because when this shit was going down, I think in 2019 is when it all started. He was 19.
Mm-hmm.
I think. The age 19 came up a lot when this all first started. So he's early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And he was doing nasty shit, ERPing and having minors send pictures.
He was very creepy.
Really quickly, chat, just to let you know, never send pictures to other people on the internet, ever. All right?
No.
It doesn't matter if you're married to the person, they can see you naked when you're at home with them. Don't send pictures on the internet, because they will never, ever, ever go away.
Yep.
Unless you want people to see you naked, then, go have at it.
At that point, this is a completely different conversation, but don't do that. Bad idea.
Okay, so I get people were letting Fillion and her mods know that, hey, this dude is a legit pedophile. Here is the Google Drive on all this shit, which Peaches put in her description right here. If they didn't look at it, they flat out ignored it. And they banned everyone who brought it up. They don't give a shit. They only just banned Striker recently when all of Twitter was talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
People
other
were
people
calling them out.
Yeah, other people brought up Striker months ago. I learned of Striker from Nacho and Pit. And just that whole situation is a mess in itself. But apparently Striker was talking to a child's mother saying, "Oh, well, your child knows more than you know, about things and stuff. He talked to this kid about very inappropriate topics. And come to find out later in the video, this child is also autistic.
Oh dear.
He's a 13-year-old autistic child.
That's already a big issue.
Trying
This
to
is why,
People have
parents, you should
issues.
be watching what your kids do on the internet.
Yeah, that's like a completely different. I could go on a tirade for, well, how I see a lot of issues with the world because parents don't get involved with their kids.
Yeah.
It's just like a lot of problems could be solved if parents were involved with their kids.
Just a little bit more.
Just a little bit, not in an invasive way, you know?
Yeah.
Mine were involved, but not invasively. And it's just like, your kids will grow up way better if you pay attention.
And Stryker has a tendency of changing his Discord name, deleting accounts, remaking them to avoid being caught. Because in this
imagine
But
why.
he always ends up telling people he's Stryker. He is
Yeah.
the worst like stealthy creep in the world.
So he's
Because he'll do
stupid.
all this work to come up with a brand new name, and then somebody's like, "Are you Stryker?" And he goes, "Yeah, that's my old name."
but it's like
So
why
is he
would you
also
say that?
autistic?
I mean, probably. I don't know.
I'm sorry, but like, it's an autistic thing that people do.
it's just like the fact that after Peaches made this video, he responded with only saying "stay mad."
Oh my god.
That sounds like a Stryker thing.
It's so fucking stupid. Like, there's so much information on this man. There's a literal voice chat recordings in this Google Doc, Tim. But, like, I don't know how the people in his quote-unquote agency is still sticking around unless they're just as much as pathetic pedophiles as he is. I don't fucking know.
That's interesting. Wait, is he? So he's part of a talent agency?
He runs his own. I think you can count as an agency. I don't know.
It's called like Goons and Goblins or Ghouls and Goblins. I've talked about this before. I hate that his agency has like a legit good-looking logo, like it's pretty boss. When
I mean,
like it's run by an absolute creep.
That's interesting.
There are still people involved in the agency, though I'm not. There's debates on if they're real, which I don't like to get into because if they are real and they're just other girls he's grooming, I would rather them get out of it and not like harass them thinking it's him, if you know what I mean. But some of them do say stuff that makes people suspect they might not necessarily be real.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Everyone, it's like, and what sucks is that some of the people that I follow these talents that are part of this, and I'm just like, ugh.
For me, it's a Noki situation where I can't, in good conscience, turn on them because the agency is stupid.
I mean, after all of this comes out, when this shit's been out for months, I think it's kind of a whole choose your morals and leave. Because I doubt Stryker is paying much money to them at all, if he is paying at all, not just drawing them in his manga or comic.
To be fair, I feel like most of these organizations don't even make that much money.
No.
Like, not just his organization and not just AkioAIR, which we'll talk about later, but just any of these smaller VTuber organizations, I don't think make that much money.
I mean, the last VTuber organization, or the wannabe one that I covered in July, August, the one with fucking Ray the Dragon, or fucking now being a fox dude. It's fucking all a sham trying to say that he's related to Mista and all that. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. And now he turned into an IRL account, and I'm like, hi, good, stay like that.
He went IRL?
I still look at his profile like once a week to see if he posted any AI art. He hasn't
funny.
yet, but he got sponsored by, I guess, Poggers, but they'll take a piece of shit on the street as a sponsor,
will.
honestly.
They will. They tried
Poggers,
to
you
reach out to
have
me in the
to.
past.
Poggers, you have to like sign up. It's like just a basic affiliate thing.
Yeah. They want you to sell their product for free.
Well, I mean, you get a cut.
Yeah, but it's basically for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I kind of agree with people that I don't mind affiliate marketing as long as it's clearly labeled as affiliate.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think some people are mixing up Poggers with another company because somebody sent me a picture of it. There's another drink company called it starts with like a G. It's not Glitch. It's not Marina's thing.
It's not G Fuel.
It's not G Fuel. It had like this really bizarre name that didn't make any sense. But they tell people that they'll give you a sponsorship. And after you're halfway through the process, at the bottom of the page, it says affiliate. And they hide it up until you get to like the last stage. And most smaller people kind of not want to cause a ruckus or anything. And they don't want to back out because they think it would look unprofessional when they're still so small.
No, motherfucker, you're lying. I'd be like,
Yeah.
you're lying on this thing. I'm not gonna take this. I
Yeah.
want to change it because I'm gonna tell people.
But that's like kind of what they do is they'll prey on these smaller people that feel kind of scared to back out because they're so far along in the process. That's when it becomes a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen some people get mad at Poggers before, and I'm like, I don't really see the problem. Affiliate marketing is kind of common.
Gee. Okay, just go.
That's basically the problem though.
Oh, hi, Melia. We're just going over the whole Striker being in Fillian's server and Fillian and her mods not doing jack shit about it until Twitter got into an uproar. Like, okay, just clicking through Peach's video. The fact, like, I don't know who provided the screenshot, if it was in DMs between these two or in the server, is fucking something. Okay, so Purple Gibbous, or whoever the fuck this is one of Fillian's mods. They say, hey, just wanted to ask if you were aware of 2 people joining the Discord last night with fairly harsh accusations against you to get you removed from the server. The mod team wants to know if this is going to be a one-time thing or if they should be concerned with future uninvited people raiding the server, starting problems with you or other contestants. Then Striker said, which server, and did you have names? If you mean Fillian's main server, I had no idea, but these people are upset I got to perform in there, likely trying to get me kicked off and have addressed the accusations. The people that I refuted refused to respond to them, despite being given every resource imaginable to report it to the police if they truly feel a crime or harassment took place. I'd like to apologize because I didn't know that these people would incite it further. I came to perform. That was it. I'm blocking that. No one else will cause y'all trouble. So they think the mods are more concerned that these people are going to, just be an inconvenience to them rather than, trying to get a pedophile out of there with, because Fillian's server isn't age gated at all. There's children in there. There are minors in there. And just letting a pedophile just be in there, it's just gross negligence of Fillian and her mods.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's kind of when somebody comes at me like that, nobody's had to yet, thankfully. But if someone were to come at me like that, I would say, like, can you show me examples of this? And then I would probably play it on the safe side because that's, when that's like one of the most erroneous things that you can do in the world, next to probably like killing somebody. So, I would probably try and take that a little bit more seriously. But like, I don't know, did Fillian or any of her mods ever come and talk about this more?
Nope.
No,
They removed.
Really weird.
Yeah, they removed Striker. It looks like September 13th or somewhere around then.
Man, why did it
They
take
finally
so
removed
long?
I don't know, but Peaches went into Fillian's server to ask some questions. And she was immediately banned. So they're just trying to cover the whole thing up at this point.
And that's see that this is one of those things where I wish people would not try and like. There are times for business reasons you have to hide things or have to reduce context, but people have to understand that because of how humans work, if they only have part of the message, they're going to fill in the rest of the message with whatever they want. So by not saying anything, you're allowing people to run away with whatever they think is truth, and it could be wrong and very vastly wrong from what the real story is. So by not saying something, or at the very least, like, you know, trying to make it look like you give a shit, you kind of lead people to think whatever they want, and that might not be the best idea for you guys.
It's like the fact that she ignored it, and her mods just ignored it until they were forced to do something concerning.
Do we know they're pedo, or is it just these accusations? So we know he hasn't. I don't think he's done anything yet, but it's one of those things where he's already said he would. And the stuff he has done is gross enough that it counts. But if we're asking if he's actually touched anyone yet, no, he's not physically touched anyone yet.
So he's basically sexted with confirmed
minors.
He has sexted minors that he knew was minors.
I'm pretty sure that is a crime.
It is.
Of some sort.
He has literally said, he has said in voice chat to one of the minors that he was talking to, saying, oh, well, I didn't take, like, I wasn't thinking about your age, I didn't bring into consideration, but since you brought it up, now I feel uncomfortable.
No, yeah, if he's actually sexted or done any of that stuff, that is a crime, and that is prosecutable. Police really don't often care about that stuff, but unless it's like the victim comes forward, but that is a crime, and so that is something that you could identify and say, this is something that has happened, this is something you can point to, especially if you have evidence. Well, I don't know, man, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know what they're thinking, but all I'm seeing here is these mods are like, they're not taking this the right way. I don't know.
They didn't think it all the way through.
No, I don't think they did either.
Well, time to go to the main attraction that everyone wants to hear about, which is my PowerPoint presentation on AkioAIR.
Which Lumi needs to share with the Discord so we can display it.
Yeah. All right. Let me get the link. I will also post it on my Twitch and YouTube and Twitter so people can follow along or share as they please. 4chan, I know you're watching. Feel free to post it on there too.
Oh gosh.
Lumi's trying to court the 4chan audience. We're helping her.
Yeah.
I shall.
Just make sure you stay in their good graces.
That's what I'm trying to do. Because, you know, they don't want to watch False, so that's why I took his shit.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Alright. Post on Twitter.
Can't you, like, full screen these?
Yeah.
You can, yes. And these
where's
like
the full
F12?
screen? F12?
Yeah.
I mean, you can F11 to full screen the page, but I thought you could full screen PowerPoint.
Oh, I have no idea.
Alright, posting it on...
Oh, if you start the slideshow. Okay, there we go.
Alright, posting it on Twitch and pinning the message so I don't have to keep reposting just in case if people ask. And posting it to YouTube. Alright. So class, this is my PowerPoint presentation on all the screenshots I took from False's stream and video.
Thank you, False. We appreciate it. This is done in fair use, by the way.
Thanks, False, for the free content.
Very fair use. Which, okay, just so we're clear, this was given to False by someone else, so he does not have, like, sole ownership over this. He can go blow me if he gets upset.
No, yeah.
Alright, so part 1. Vixie Gray's document. First document was provided by the talent Vix. Thank you, False, for removing your chat halfway through. Save me time censoring your viewers' names.
Oh my god.
Yes, I have to do this for comedic effect because the rest of this is depressing.
Yeah, it sounds depressing.
Alright. Vixie debating going back due to mental distress from threats. Chiru is one of the AkioAIR managers. Or manager. The Vixie. I am just gonna tell you that the company is serious about suing you guys internationally. And the compensation will be way more than 20 to 30,000 if it goes to court, maybe like 10 times according to Yuffie. You guys probably think AkioAIR do not dare to sue across overseas, or it is not worth it. However, from my understanding, because all 4 of you guys are leaving, loss for the company is so big, it is worth suing. I really see you as a friend and don't want you to go through more stress. So I think it would be best for you to rethink your options. Honestly, just debut and go on like a health break hiatus sounds like the best choice to me.
Wait, where are we at?
Right here where it says 1.
Page 1.
Alright, never mind. Found it. I'm done.
I numbered them for a reason, Mizu.
No, I was reading something else.
Alright, 2. Jason says, we recommend you to reach out to an actual lawyer and consult legal advices. Before you dig yourself deeper in the hole as you breach more and more contract terms. And Vixie says, fine, I'll stay. I'll agree to staying, but I am no longer willing to communicate to Jason. I'll only communicate to you and Yuffie. I'll agree to whatever it is in order to stay, but I'll be taking an immediate health break upon debuting. I'd also like confirmation that I can remain active on my other social medias and content platforms, not as a VTuber. Kiru said, I can't promise anything, but I will try to negotiate, because I think they mentioned they will be putting more strict rules on the talents who want to terminate the contract or something, even if they decide to return. Like, they won't just let you not stream forever. Vixie says, I actively mentioned being sick. I can't realistically stream right now whilst I'm so bad. But the streams will just be lazy Animal Crossing weed picking, which I guarantee Jason doesn't want. Fury says,
No,
yeah,
I'd be kind
I
of
know.
down for some Animal Crossing weed picking.
Yeah, weed picking is pretty fun in Animal Crossing. See, picking weeds in real life, absolute 0. Picking weeds in Animal Crossing, a 100%.
Well, also, you can make like half decent content out of stuff like that if you're just talking with chat.
That's what just chatting's for. Idle gameplay and talking. Dixie says, not currently. It can take a week to get, or if it's quicker, I could kill myself. You know what? I like her humor. She's fun.
Damn.
And Sunny says, we won't force any collabs if it's a talent decision not to interact at all. Jason says, it's like, okay, one thing that I hate about False's shit is that he skips around too much. I fucking hate it. They're talking about
False
here.
decided to show these off, and False decided the best way to show them off was to show only the stuff he thought was the juiciest. Even though there was like literally, what did he say he originally got? Like 40 something screenshots, like 40 something pages of Discord conversation.
Vixie's document is 22 pages. Athy's is 61 pages.
So 80. He got 80 pages of Discord screenshots, and on his like 2-something hour stream, he showed probably like 15.
Why won't they release them out other places?
I don't know.
He's not the only quote-unquote journalist here.
Athy,
He doesn't want anybody else to have it.
I know. That's why I fuck shit. Anyways. In the 4th screenshot, they're talking about Nofi. They said, we won't force any collabs, and it is the talent's decision not to interact at all. Jason said, I still have to do group collabs with her. Then he said, I think that is what we think now. Even group collabs won't be forced. Second link. She said, thank you. I do not feel comfortable with her interacting with my content. I I was the same with past interaction with minors. I cut contact. I do not feel my content is suitable. Also, I'm 23. It's a bit weird being around a 16-year-old unless it's family. Then he said, no, it's fine. It is planned to be delayed for now. I mean, we have a lot of things to reorganize. Not everyone has replied yet either.
Melly says, is releasing these interactions going to go bad for the person who's trying to leave the agency? There is a chance. However, we aren't releasing them. They have already been released.
By
And
quote-unquote
releasing
independent reporter.
Yeah, releasing some of your damning interactions with them and not the others isn't gonna help you. So like even if they release the whole thing, there's absolutely no difference between the whole thing versus what they released, other than like extra context. If the company really wants to hurt them, they've already got everything they needed just by nature of this being out there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
At this point, though, I don't think it's in Jason's best interest to do that.
It's gonna look bad on him if he tries.
I mean, I don't think he can get any worse looking, so, you know.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, though.
Then he comes back saying, hey, Vix, Chiru is still at work right now, so I'll be taking over the conversation instead, and hope you won't mind that. He said, sorry, I didn't notice that, sorry. It's okay, that's fine, I don't want to talk with Jason now onwards. Okay, I know you're not mentally well to be able to debut on schedule, and I'd like you to know that the debut will be postponed for at least 2 more weeks. It would have to be a Sunday for me then, as I cannot get more time off at work. Then he said that will be fine and more details can be discussed to comply with your work schedule and any other needs. Still want you to be able to perform your best even though it has been a rough week for everyone. We'll be able to get through this together. Chiru and I will not be leaving.
A rough week for everyone.
Oh yeah.
Rough week for everyone. Yeah, we hired a minor. It's been a rough week for everyone. You think?
They really... So for those who haven't seen the other AkioAIR streams, the company, and Jason especially, has continually tried to push this narrative that their decision that they're getting flack for has negatively impacted the mental health of the other girls because of us criticizing them. And that's been their excuse to try and get away with everything, was you can't criticize us because it's hurting the other girls. And they're innocent. You wouldn't want to hurt them, would you?
It's like, you're the one who's hurting their innocence here, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, and like as we can see through these conversations, it never had anything to do with us. They're stressed out because the company sucks. We did nothing to them.
I think in a way, talking about it is helping relieve them because they know they're not alone.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Dixie said, it's been a rough few weeks mentally, especially seeing everyone hates us now. Makes debut seem a bit pointless, but yes, thank you. Alright. So Sunny says, if you feel like it's best if you don't go on Twitter yourself, we can take over too for the sake of your mental health, including posting any promotional videos or images. At the end of the day, a company is still a company and there are obligations that we have to fulfill regardless of what others think of us. I have told you this before. I actually
said this on our first stream that I suspected that the company was taking control of some of their accounts and posting to them. And I think that might have, like, they confirmed that they were willing to do that for them. Yeah. So I think I was right. That because some of their posts seemed really weird and scripted between all the girls.
Oh, yeah.
So I really do think the company probably took over most of their accounts at some point in this whole debacle.
Yeah.
Also, chat says it's the company to rival Walker. They're already worse than Walker. We've passed Walker, I think.
I mean, Walker
I know nothing about
docks
Walker.
their talents.
Oh, them.
I have told you this before, and I can repeat it many times, but you're a very charming person, and that's why you're here. I know it's hard to debut already with all the pre-debut stress on top of the current situation, but those who love you will stay with you despite any of the controversies. This is also a reason why company is willing to play the blackface and just tank all attacks. And someone said, context about the blackface thing. It's a Chinese saying too, whatever the fuck this is, meaning to be the bad guy. It's from Chinese opera.
Yeah. It's not them referencing
I still
like
wouldn't use
American
that word, though.
blackface.
I wouldn't use that word in English, though.
Yeah, False never cleared that up, so which is why I seen someone in his chat mention it, and I'm like, you know what? I'll take that for myself then.
Yeah.
Get more drink. I'll do that later.
Water.
I got Dr. Pepper.
Oh,
strawberries and
Dr.
cream.
Pepper's gonna make it harder for you to talk.
I'll get water in a minute. Really, Coco?
That would
This
be
is
her
kinda
cat
Black
chat.
company. What does a black company mean?
Bad. Shitty.
Yeah,
Questionable.
it's hard to define it necessarily.
Anyways,
Chat. Stop throwing stuff at me.
Vixie said, okay, though I don't understand why we were asked about Nofi being put on hold or not if they're not gonna account it. I mean, and it's not against Nofi, but I do not feel comfortable working with her. I used to make porn. I am very explicit at times. I do not want that to be picked up on and spun the wrong way because she is still technically a child.
yeah, that's very fair.
Tony
That's
said we
very,
won't
very
force
fair.
any collabs, and it is Talon's decision not to interact at all. We won't force any collabs, and it's Talon's decision. Okay, we already that.
Yep.
Pixie said, alright, we already went through that. I don't know why Falls broke this up into like 3 different things. Sunny said, that's fine. I mean, she won't be using Twitter anymore, too. Pixie said, this includes stream chats. I will be putting a rule for no under 18s. As I know, I can be explicit. Not always, but I'd rather be safe. Sunny said, we will tell her not to go onto your streams, too, but I'm not sure about stating a rule like that, and we will have to ask management. After all, YouTube isn't an 18 platform. Pixie says,
Should
neither
be.
is
They
Twitch.
do have 18 plus settings.
Yeah.
They do, yes.
Like, so
But-
I don't understand like that logic. It's not an 18 plus platform. It's not strictly 18 plus, yeah, but they do have kids YouTube, regular YouTube, and 18 plus YouTube. Like, it really is separated up.
I mean, in the App Store, it says 17 plus, but you know.
Yeah, that's kind of funny, isn't it?
Let's see. Neither is Twitch, yet I make it as a rule I made. It's not because of anything, past topics I can mention or play. Like during a Minecraft stream, it'll be fine, but if I play GTA, I will be 18 plus. It's just for general safety. I do not want to be some upset man, they're bad at fucking talking. Want to be some upset parents outlet because they can't monitor kids. But there's a safety with how I can be. I'm happy to debut Friday, by the way. I do have my things ready. Won't be as high energy. I don't know if delaying will help lots. Then he said, no, it's fine. It is planned to be delayed for now. Excuse me. I mean, we have a lot of things to reorganize. Not everyone has replied yet either. About the rule, I think it may be possible. But I will need confirmation from management, so I can't confirm it with you right now. Pixie said, that's fine. Again, it's merely a safety thing. I can do 18 plus. I'm not typically kid friendly, and on hiring Jason was aware I wasn't, and I knew I would only be tame enough to be YouTube friendly. God, Vixie, please learn how to type in English. God damn. Sunny, I think 18 plus would be. I think 16 plus would be better. It's just that we don't want more public opinion thinking there's tension between talents. We're already not enforcing a group collab of any sort. Dixie said they're gonna notice this already. Sorry, but they will notice. Sunny just
Which
shrugs.
they would.
Yeah. Dixie said, hey look, not on you, don't worry. I know where my anger is pointing. Sunny said, yeah, I get it, it's fine. I also like to mention that like what company has stated, there will be additional terms added even if you decide to stay with us. However, that part is still under discussion. Vixie said, that's fine. Again, I really don't get a choice, so. Then he says, also please don't tell anyone else, but because you've been more willing to talk to us, the punishment will be lighter.
Oh.
Man. Pixie said, kind of have to say, yep, all Gucci.
We're gonna
Again,
just casually drop in that we're punishing you, by the way, just so you know.
And to everyone
Wow.
going through this, I'm sorry it looks like a serial killer put it together, but you know what? You get what you fucking get. Sunny said, just letting you know, everyone will have different terms. Man, I would love to know what those terms were.
Indeed.
Now, Nofi wanted to put I Love League to be your debut quote. And I don't know why Nofi's name in the server is Fat Cow. Why is her name Fat
Did they
Cow?
ever talk about that? Why her name was
No.
Fat Cow?
No.
Yeah, chat. So this gets kind of skimmed over, and this is I was gonna say I feel bad throwing shade at False, but I don't. I love throwing shade at False because he's awful. A real journalist would have looked through these screenshots while he was talking to her and would have gotten clarification on certain things like that. Like, I can understand not wanting the history behind every single little person's name in here, but wanting to know why Nofi got the nickname Fat Cow when she's a minor probably would have been a question I would have been like, hey, could you expand on this, by the
Yeah, that would have
way?
been important to know. Just like, why are you calling the minor fat? Is she actually fat? You know, what's the issue here? You know, what like when in an adult world where there is so many different ways that people could throw around innuendo and just weird titles in general, calling the minor fat cow really makes me wonder why, who gave her that name and why.
Yeah.
Like, is it an
Like-
edgy thing that she came up with, or is it something that somebody gave her? You know, I need to know why.
Like, there would have been a lot of great questions he should have asked when he was given this. Like, first off, knowing who every single person is a good one. Because some of
Mhm.
these people are company. Some of these people are the girls under different names. Like, it would have been good to have a clarification on it.
Mm-hmm.
But no, we didn't need that.
Yep.
Stop sending false information, people. He won't look at it until it's on stream or on video. He just
Yeah,
wings
but
it.
even when it's on video, dude fucking skips like 30 plus pages of fucking Athie's document, and I didn't even notice until I was going through taking a screenshot, and then it went from like 24 to 31, and I'm like, the fuck, false.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
We all
Alright.
hate false here. All my homies hate false.
Did I ever tell you guys that he used to follow me when he was like very tiny?
Aha.
No, that's interesting.
Yeah, when he was very tiny, he used to follow me, and then I unfollowed him because like I went through a period where I followed some VTubers, and then I unfollowed a whole bunch of them. Was like, I don't care about you, I don't care about you, and he was one of them. And I guess he just unfollowed me after he realized I didn't follow him. But
He
like
got
for
mad
the
at you.
longest time, I did follow. He followed me and I followed him, and I remember when he was like under 1,000 followers on Twitter, and it's just like, oh, he's gonna talk about you know, VTuber news and all that stuff. And I just didn't care about. I didn't care about him then. I don't care about him now. But I just like oh, that's interesting. He grew to be this big thing, and now very few people actually like him because he's just like all other news media, very biased and does whatever the hell he wants instead of telling it how it is.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll be the better purple hair newscaster.
I think what's worse is he doesn't give his opinion on anything. He just covers strictly information he has, but he always does it in a way that is biased, which you wouldn't know unless you already had the information he was leaving out intentionally.
Well,
Mhm.
see, the thing is I would prefer if news people like for me as a drama person, I'm gonna give my opinion because drama often needs to come across very emotionally. If you wanted to be a real newscaster, you should be fourth estate and not give your personal opinion. It should just be, this is the news, this is all the news, and this is what people are saying about it. But it sounds like that's not what he's doing. What he's doing is kind of like giving what he feels like is the best take in a non-emotional kind of way.
Yes. That's why a lot of people don't like him.
No, yeah, I understand that. Do you think he knows that?
Oh, he
I
well
think he
knows.
does. He just doesn't care.
I mean, if he doesn't care, then, you know, I'll be honest. Props to him for not caring. But, like,
Well, here, let me put it this way. There's a reason every single tweet he makes about his videos automatically has comments disabled.
Yeah, I'll be honest. If you have comments disabled on any of your stuff, you're a pussy. I'm sorry. If you are a minor internet celebrity and you have turned off your comments, you are a pussy. And I mean, see, that's the thing is, if he turns off his comments, he does care. He cares so fucking much that he has to turn off his comments. He has to curate the opinions on his page so hard. That tells you he cares. And it eats
Okay.
at him. The fact that he cannot show other people the beautiful comments that people think of his work because he cares about having curated comments. Sorry, I'm going off on this bit here. But
It's
it's
okay.
funny. It's funny. Whenever somebody turns off their comments, they care. They're just too pissed off. I don't know. It's just
We can do a stream dedicating to False's
How
bad
much we all
takes.
hate false.
But I want to get through this and sleep for work tomorrow.
That's right. You have work tomorrow.
I do. All right, let's keep questioning Jason's sanity.
Oh man.
All right. So fat cow is no fee. All right, she says, "How would it be if I just kept it I Love League?" Tara, I think that's the tiger chick, just says, "Yippee." She said, "LOL, I mean, I kind of want you to keep it." Let's see. Nofi said, "If I outed myself as a showerless incel from the get-go." Ori said, "Go keep it." She said, "I don't know if Jason will allow it." Nofi says, "It's okay, he doesn't have to know." Ori said, "It looks funny."
So I wanna, because I told my co-host this in private when we talked about this the other day, but I'll say it in public because I don't mind having my opinion out there. I believe because some of the information in these comes from Nofi, and Nofi put out her own Twitlonger. I don't necessarily believe Nofi is as innocent in everything as she tries to paint herself to be. I'm still saying adults shouldn't be talking with her like this, and they shouldn't be like participating in these conversations with her. But she tries to kind of put forth in her own Twitlonger that she's like groomed into doing this stuff. I don't think she is. I think she just did this and she realized it was probably a really good clout farm way to just come out and say she was groomed into it.
Well, she's a teenager, and
And
a
Yeah.
lot of
also, she's been through this
teenagers
twice
are-
two other
especially when they're
times.
like, no, yeah, like especially when you're a teenager and you're like 16, 17, 18. This sounds like something a teenager would say from her mouth.
Yeah.
This sounds like a teenager speak right here. Because even after you turn 17, 18, 19, 20, that sounds exactly how that would be thrown down. She
Yes,
sounds like a
that's
teenager.
that's my only real complaint with all of this is I feel like Nofi's kind of lying in some of her own stuff because she thinks it can get her clout. That's not to excuse anything that the guys are doing. She
No.
is a minor, and they, as the adults in the situation, should know better than to participate in this with her. Just because a teenager does it doesn't mean you join in with them. There are boundaries that you still have to keep as an adult.
Exactly.
This one, who's Swift Swimmer 69, is the dolphin from Akio, saying, "Femcel, my beloved." Drew said, "Yeah, it's funny. I can imagine the comments be like, oh no." Jason says, "No league, though." Oh,
Jason
my
and his
queen, no
league.
Is there like a... Okay, so I
no.
don't understand the whole thing with League and Jason here.
I don't fucking know.
Jason apparently was really obsessive about both League and Overwatch and forcing the girls to play with him.
Yep.
That is weird.
Yeah, so he would get upset when the girls would not play like Overwatch and League with him. Originally the one I heard was League, but other people have heard Overwatch. After
It's both.
seeing some of these tweets, it's both.
That is weird.
And that's why he says the no League, though. He is legitimately upset that they're not playing League with him because he's weird.
Yeah.
But no League, right? Right. Damn it. Fucking hell. You guys won't
it was
play
the dolphin VTuber that said, that suggested GG Easy banged your mom.
I have a thought here.
Yeah.
Jason sounds like a lonely man. Like, do we know how old he is? Do we have an idea?
I don't know. I'll have to look on Wiki because some dude like that, if he has money, has a Wiki. somewhere.
Is it verified she's a
Probably.
minor, not someone an adult being marketed as a minor?
They
As
came
far
out
as
and said it.
everyone knows, it is confirmed she is at oldest 16.
Oh no, she said she's 16. She has her birthday on her Twitter and everything.
Yeah.
November 25th.
So, like, I'm listening to this here, and all I hear as Jason is a very lonely, very upset man that just wants friends. Like, did he start this because he wants friends? That's all it sounds like. Like, guys, I need friends.
He
I'm
has
gonna start this
investors in
agency.
everything, so I think it was just a cash grab.
They make money.
Did he make money off of this?
Off another project he's working. He basically wanted Generation 1, Generation 2 to eventually be side and work on this other project.
Yeah.
But I guess Nofi
Man.
had joke alternate debut quote from Chiru that said, "This kid is marinated in gamer juice." Disgusting.
I just don't get it with
I don't
they
know.
participated with this with her.
All of them did.
Like, they knew they shouldn't, right? Like, at some point as an adult, you're like, should I be talking about this with, like, somebody who's underage?
Jason had his favorites out of season 2, which was Nofi and Azuri.
Oh, that's weird.
Jason saying, "It's time to burn the house down. Dang, Azu, looking fine tonight. Want to play some Overwatch with Fat Cow?" And Nofi said, "What the fuck?"
Gosh.
And he said, "I speak in the language she understands, right? I don't speak Dolphin that well." And then Azu
Fuck.
says, "I will terminate my life subscription." Jason says, "Your free trial has not yet expired. You know what? I accept Val's payment too." And then look at Jason asking for Overwatch constantly. Look at all of that shit.
How often does he ask for fucking Overwatch? Oh my gosh.
A lot. A fucking lot.
Okay, I have something funny to cut into here. Have either of you played this game? The name of it is escaping me for the moment. Hold on a moment.
I've never heard of Escaping Me for the moment.
Hold on
Is
a
it an
moment.
indie game?
It's called Heavy Rain.
No.
It is basically a game. It's basically a point and click walking adventure. But the funniest thing is, during the opening of the game, the dad walks around the mall yelling, "Jason!" He's like running around saying, "Jason, where are you?" And all I can think about while we're just talking about this is just this man screaming, "Jason! Jason!" Here, I'm gonna pause it for my stream. Just, "Jason, where are you?"
And Jason posting that Vixie was on Overwatch. Dear fucking god. Okay, I'll join Overwatch. Let's see how we all perform. Vixie, no, okay, but your game awareness is Overwatch is kinda, and apparently she was only online, like just got online, and Jason instantaneously invites her to a party.
Yeah, that sounds like a Jason thing.
Jason!
Jason always tried to get in on our girl talks and would commonly say that we were assuming his gender.
Oh my god.
Which, you know what? Very stupid, like 2010 humor. Haha, cringy. Let's see, you'd say what's happening in here. Girl talk, Jason. Yeah, go away, girls only. Say, how dare you assume my gender? Dixie says Jason's actually a girl, let her join the girls only, whatever. No, he says before she graduates us, OMG, my flow is so heavy this month. What about you, bestie?
See, this is one of those things where I'm like, all of you are kind of at fault here. Because I know this is kind of presented as like Jason as a creep thing, which he is, but all of you are actively participating. So on
This is
this
why you have a
particular
separate
note, I
chat.
feel less bad for all of you.
This is why you get a separate group chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this is
It's-
you guys not setting boundaries.
The Azuri says this guy's telling me not to be in a relationship. Like what? No, he says what? LMAO. What? That's a big no. It's kind of off-putting. Jason, try not getting involved in Talon's personal lives. Impossible challenge. Azuri says it was so fucking uncomfortable. Like I don't even want to be here anymore. I told him not to talk about this with anyone else cause it's not his place. He said I'm the first one he talked to about this. So like don't go to calls alone with him. Just don't. And it's like it seems like that the company had them make separate discords for their like talent self. So it's probably why they couldn't have like separate group chats in with those discords, because I think management can look at them.
Yeah,
But
possibly.
Possibly. I don't
see,
know.
due to a list of issues within AkioAIR having to work with a 16-year-old athlete failing to get paid and also informing us about how things have always been this way, 5 of us decided to walk out together. Then Jason not paying an artist as well. Then he says, Jason kept forgetting to pay your Life 2D and Mama the final money, which is why you only got the files just now. We said LOL. And if you read the chat logs, I reminded him 5 times already, and another 3 times in management chat. Novi said, don't worry, Yuffie, we are in this together. Thank you for doing so much. You and Chiru save our lives for real. And
That
Jason
says if
also,
gross had a texture, I'm feeling it right now.
Jason also enjoyed talking drama about other companies as well, even going as far as having his Vicepire talents, LARP as the Phase Connect talents and staff.
For those of you who don't know,
Connect.
Vicepire was a offshoot of AkioAIR. It was gonna be like their new kind of smaller corporation.
Yep. That was his like trainee branch, I guess.
Yeah, it's still a part of AkioAIR, and it was Jason still had like work in it.
You know, I wish they had the foresight to record this voice chat, because he said I have some speculations about Idol that I don't want to have text records. Join VC and I'll tell. But 1 second, eating.
Yeah,
And
that's
then,
something you should always be concerned about when your boss says, "I don't want this on the record."
and he was begging Clippers that worked for FaZe in the
Wow.
past for insider info.
The fuck?
Yep, Jason, you should give me 1 year of Nitro to all of us. That way we can post files larger than 250 megabytes here, and it's easier to run drafts. He's unironically right. I know, right? Give us what you know about
Nitro.
You give us what you know about FaZe, and I'll consider. Bro, I'm under NDA. I can't post memes like I do with FaZe. Then he said, no free Nitro then, or maybe. Call me maybe. Fucking. Let's see, creepy shit from Jason. Whatever, Gen Q, whatever the fuck that means. Can I leave, please? I feel like I'm being bullied. Too bad you don't have a full body underneath the clothes. Thank God Jason can't perv me. Fair and square, 2 Overwatch rounds. I'ma just leave until you share my PSD with me, cause I'll be for real, I ain't taking this blue balling shit and being expected to sit nicely and patiently when the others got theirs straight up. And false, you know, being the expert reporter he is, he didn't scribble this out. I did myself. It had the link to Vixie's model file, which 4chan quickly typed out and posted on a thread, which is why I put
gosh.
no, I won't share the link, go look on 4chan.
Well, isn't it like not going to be used anymore?
I don't know. That's the thing. But
Oh,
I'm
that's
sure the
funny.
artist is probably pissed as fuck that hundreds of people now have the PSD file of this model.
Yeah, that. Hopefully they got paid for it.
I'm sure they did,
Oh.
but
That's a conversation for another stream about how the artists were paid.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Remember the commercial rights one?
yeah, $50.
They tried
yeah.
to pay an artist $50 for commercial rights on the.
So yeah, if people want to go look for that link, go to 4chan, do your own digging, because I'm not going to share it. Or look on False's live stream, because he didn't fucking censor it either. Good job, False.
Good
End of
job.
XC's documents. Now we go to Athys. No, I don't have the pages because False leaves out a lot. Thanks, False. Alright. Athys says, I have been part of AkioAIR since its founding. I auditioned for the company and accepted the contract because other companies would not let me transfer my indie persona, Athena Nightingale. Since the beginning, we had issues with getting to debut. It took a year to debut us finally. My contract was signed in June 2021. We debuted March of 2022. Jason almost did not debut us because of these problems. He started to lose faith in himself and did not want to delay our debuts. Season 1 generation wanted to delay debuts because we were barely prepared. I spoke to him about it and encouraged him to keep going and agreed to postpone the delay. I'm sorry, these are blurry. Because, you know, getting screenshots of someone else's stream in video is hard as shit. Jason says, it's not all about financials though. We are too deep into this to not spend more and over budget a bit to get things done correctly. So yes, I can agree to delay further even if that means we need to spend more. Even that everyone has agreed on a delayed debut, I am deeply sorry for what the mistakes we have done. Wrongfully estimating when we will complete our live 2D based on experience that is solo debut has been the worst decision we have done this batch. I have to admit, even if we have done some indie debut projects before, this is our first time trying to debut as a group. So they have done individual projects, but this is the first time they've done a group. Mm-hmm. So I wonder how many other people Jason and his management has been representing. From my understanding, there are talents that are not really happy with what we have done. Delaying the debut would only harden this image in their mind, and that's why I'm trying to squeeze all the workflow, try to make as much as we could do, even if I agree that a delay to let us be more prepared is a better option for the company as a whole. But that's not necessarily a good thing for the talents themselves. It's a mental distress for them, and to see a delay after delay is it's just not healthy for a long-term relationship between company and the talent. Athys says, Jason, they're all fine with delaying, you know, they are not in mental distress, you got it all wrong. Fen especially is not mad or unhappy. They want this not just for ourselves, but for the good of the company. We are thinking about everyone, we are not that selfish. We all want to be successful. That is why we are working hard, and so are you. So let me say this again. We are all in agreement with this. Just read what Fen wrote in the group Discord. Delaying like this further only makes us more incompetent on the surface. This is what we as management fear the most. The distrust between talent and management. I fear that delaying would only worsen the situation when waiting for a debut more or less would have psychological effects on the people, as others in the industry have warned us. We already felt real bad that I had to postpone once. Dear Lord, he's overthinking that so fucking much.
Oh yeah.
It sounds like a lot of... yeah. I was gonna say
why
word salad, but I don't think that's right.
Yeah. Why are you so worried about something that may not be true? How will you know unless you ask? We have no distrust between you guys delaying. We have no distrust between you guys. Delaying won't make that worse. In fact, we would be thankful. Just like Fen says, not all people are willing to share their emotions and personal concerns. Oh yes, but they are. With me, that's why I'm messaging. Because I have been going back and forth all night. Fen frightened me the first time when she says she'll leave if we... Can you please read what she wrote in the group chat? Seen it? Okay, she isn't mad at you. We are glad you brought us all together. God damn. 1, please type in paragraphs. 2, man, it's a mess.
I accidentally laid down on my next key and I lost my place. I got a little sleepy listening to that and I just...
Are we still on 23?
We are like 4 pages into chapter 2. I'm just frightened. Things have not been smooth. Jason, please learn how to type proper English. Things have not been smooth recently, especially with Murray's mess of an audition. You know what? That's business, mate. It's all fine and dandy. I don't want another thing to drag down the business internally and me mentally too. But yes, I agree on Fenn's proposal to delay for 2 weeks, 1 week if we can make it. Okay, that's good. I'm glad. As long as the talents are all okay with the delay. Thank you for thinking about us. I really appreciate it. Why did he take this? Why did she take this twice? God damn. Whatever. No thank you, Athy. I doubt I can tell Fen directly about this. You know she cares about everyone and you too. We are all human. Shit happens. But through everything, we stick together no matter what. I just felt like we messed up the Live 2D estimation so bad that it's unfair to drag the talents with us. In order to not do so, we should stay strong and keep our promises instead. Hey, you know some VTubers debut even after they streamed for like years, so as long as we can produce content beforehand, everything will be okay. We are all super creative, so we have lots of fun things planned. Anyways, just finished a long shift, so I'm gonna pop over to bed. So if you need anything, just message the group. They will be very happy with the news. The company way of doing things, we're always on a flexible side as we adapt strategies like I don't know what the fuck this is. Whatever. But understanding the needs of the talent, we have set a hard deadline, so we just need to cut off everything we can't do in time, even if it would help the quality. I'm thankful we can agree on a delay as it gives us more flexibility. Good night, I'll be replying to the group chat in a half hour. Hi, Tomika, how are you doing? Fast forward to October to November 2022. This was the first time I went on a significant hiatus because during then I was under extreme pressure from my real job in VTubing. I also started developing mental health issues and had to seek professional help. So I wanted to leave AkioAIR along with another talent, Roafen. Jason kept telling me to wait to announce my graduation because it would harm the company image. Have 2 talents leave simultaneously. I decided to stay because Jason promised to support more of my projects and even fund one cover song a month at the least. That never happened as I continued to ask for support. Also, on another matter, I wrote, composed, and directed our group's debut song in November 2021. Not asked to get paid. But since it was not up to Jason's standards and they lacked the funds to get proper animators for the MV, the release was delayed by a year. Felt severely disrespected to the point of a debut song is to premiere it at our debut. I worked tirelessly, even on my shifts at the hospital, to write lyrics, compose, and coordinate this project. Ugh. 1 second, I'm gonna get a drink of water.
Yeah, get a drink of water.
Get yourself a sippy sip.
Oh my gosh, the 3rd time running this strike. No, I am not doing it again tonight.
Wait, what?
Strike. It's basically a short run through in Destiny of a level.
I
I already done it 2 other times tonight. I'm not doing it again. I would like one of the other 20 bajillion levels in this game, please.
I just lost interest in Destiny after a while.
Hey, that's fair.
I used to
One of
raid
those-
with people.
Yeah. It's one of those things you gotta come back and forth to. If you do the same one over and over again, I get fucking tired of it.
You know, honestly, when it comes to like clipping this stream, I might only clip the AkioAIR segment for the Spotify.
Mm.
And then be like, if you want everything out, you gotta go to the...
Well, I'm gonna take the stuff that
the
I talked about
YouTube.
and clip it up for my channel.
I'm terrible at choosing clips. I just take massive segments.
You know.
One of these days, I will get somebody to help me clip stuff.
Okay, I am returned with water.
Welcome return.
Well, okay.
Alright, where
I'm
the
dead.
fuck am I? Your bed?
This is acceptable.
No, I'm dad.
Oh, I see. Alright. Good? Okay.
You talking to your cat again?
Yes, I'm expecting a... Okay, I'm fine. Let's see. Alright. By the way, I wanted to address something, but I have been funding a large chunk of my projects lately, and now I don't have any money left to keep funding them with my own earnings. All the money I have earned from VTubing so far has gone back into projects, equipment, and assets, and I feel kind of burnt out by it. Don't get me wrong, I am super grateful for everything so far. I haven't been asking you for more because I'm worried you guys can't afford it. I am growing really quickly. I'm trying to catch up to the demand. At this point, I'm going to really burn out. So going forward, I have a few requests, notably to negotiate a stipend every month spend on my projects that the company will pay for. Because in order to keep up quality covers and streams, I will need those. Understand that if that is not possible at the moment, just don't expect me to keep producing covers at this rate anymore. It's too tiring. Like, I want to make a full ghost cover because everyone's demanding one, but that just gives me anxiety. Yes, in fact, if you would kindly let us know what you need us to help you. Oh shit, hi Ocha, thanks for the raid, how are you doing? I'm just going over the document screenshots that I stole from False.
More screenshots, comrade.
Oh gosh.
They belong to the people.
They belong to the people. He streamed them, he made a video, so it's free to take.
The People's Republic of VTubing.
I don't think China likes VTubers a whole lot, do they?
No, just Coco and Hololive.
Yeah.
I feel like you're joking with me right now.
No, China hates Coco.
Oh yeah.
It's
That's
because she
why
mentioned.
she got sent away.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's because she's mentioned, fuck it. Taiwan.
No, she didn't even mention it. She was looking at her YouTube analytics, and on YouTube, it shows Taiwan as a separate location from China. And they got mad about that. Yeah, that's why they got mad at her.
Okay. China, you're getting wrong at the messenger, not the letter. That's YouTube.
Yeah, but she showed it on her stream, and her stream is popular, so it's her fault.
Okay.
Fuck was it? Okay. Yes, in fact, actually, kindly let us know what you need to help you pay, we will. Of course, since we have accounting issues, we can't just give you literal stipend, well, let's just say a quota. That being said, we'll think the production of covers has been too fast, and I think that it would be best to slow down the cover. I know that you love covers, but that being said, in terms of managing a channel, covers are meant to advertise your channel since they don't make money, and it's pretty heavy on the cost side. They're good long-term investments, but not really best hope they'll bring monetary support in the short run. So just ramp down the production of the cover song if it's taking its. Also ignore the request for full ghost cover. But you know what? That he brings up a point there because he make money from covers.
No.
Yeah, businesses are gonna claim them.
We have also almost always been paid late. Here's evidence of me asking to get paid every time. This was from August 18th, 2023. Jason, would it be possible to get paid soon? I need to buy a new interface, and right now it's still at 30% funded on my throne. I really need one by the end of the month to start recording again. I'm about $300 short on it. It's a pricey one, but it'll come in use in the long term. That I'll send you the PayPal now since bank routing would take some time. 300 or should I send 400? I'll deduce it afterwards. I don't need it now though. How long will the bank routing take? I'm moving next Friday, so I will order it to my new address. Because I will set up my own streaming room and recording booth. Probably on Monday, and I'll get you the fee on Tuesday or at least Wednesday. Then this was August 8th, 2023. Hi, boss man. Just wondering when I'll get paid next. I'm moving, and it's so expensive, so I need extra funds. I'm in Japan right now. I'll return on the 12th, so let me know by then. Well, let me know. I'll do it by then. Okay, have fun in Japan. Just get me some Detective Conan merch, please. I'll try, no promises. I'm in the mountains. Find Conan everywhere. Also have fun. Where are you on vacation? Pretty much. One day meeting up with business people. Okay. He was in
Get me
Japan for some
souvenirs.
reason.
Get me. You're in Japan. Get me souvenirs.
He's in Winia, please.
Why can't you? Okay. I have to make reminders to do things because if I don't, some things don't get done. Why can't he just make a reminder that says, "Hey, your bitches"? You know.
Hey, your bitches.
You know, why can't you say that? Why can't you do that, man?
He forgot he had bitches. He's never had them before.
Nah,
You
he
have
only
no
cares about his
bitches.
Overwatch bitches.
There's not very many good bitches in that game either.
No.
Sorry.
Just
Overwatch
Mercy.
sucks.
He was in Japan for some reason and couldn't pay me. Has managed all of our paychecks since the start, and we usually have to ask for it. We'll forget. See how I can't seem to have access. Never mind, got it. Sorry for not replying. Hard when traveling. I got to Mount Fuji and Shibuya for business stuff. Blah, 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 blah. I still need to get paid for all those months last year and for this year in the Donathon. I'm a little concerned about how late these payments are. Really need them ASAP. Could we please sort these out in the coming days? Sorry, I keep forgetting about them. Yeah, I need your bank info. I almost forgot to ask. Then
Why
July,
does he not
August.
remember this?
And I don't know. I forget.
Bank info is something you write down once, so you never have to ask for it again.
July,
Yeah.
August, September. Hello, Athy. Sorry for the delay. We had an issue regarding the taxation problem paying international contractors that have been resolved eternally with our accountant. Currently, we are able to provide temporary methods and that save roughly 25% of the tax payments starting from March until the most recent payment, September. We'll keep you posted on the issue. Shall this be changed? Sorry for the inconvenience. Please sign back at your earliest convenience. Best, Jason. Send me payments like this 2 to 3 months at a time. Here's the. Oh, God. More words.
He forgot to pay for several months. It sounds like it.
Yep, he did.
Imagine if you got paid every 6 months. No.
Man. Alright. See. Athy says, "Hi, Jason. Just want to let you know that I am planning to graduate from Akio. Send in my resignation notice just now. Please check your email or the main Akio email. I am planning my last stream on September 30th. I hope you understand that I absolutely cannot continue streaming under AkioAIR due to your current actions, as it would compromise my job as a nurse. Also, personal circumstances have taken priority and I no longer have time for streaming activities. Please read it carefully and let us discuss terms of graduation as you are ready. Tell me that I would be able to leave once Season 2 debuts, so this is me returning the promise. Thanks. You have a safe flight. If possible, I would like to put out my graduation announcement this weekend. Please and thank you. I feel extremely uncomfortable being associated with AkioAIR any further. I need to post the announcement as soon as possible. If not, I will have to take further legal action. I have friends who are lawyers. I hope you understand." Jason replies, "Hi, Athy. Our hands are already tied up at the moment and we can't agree or process your request. However, we understand your request and will also process as soon as possible, preferably next week. We are unsure whether we can process a graduation at short notice considering the current situation. We currently believe the fast date will be somewhere around the second week of October. However, depending on situation, I'll let you know as soon as possible whether we can get the date early or not. I received your letter and notice, company, about your... However, I must once again inform you that our contract is not an employment contract, therefore a leave notice cannot substitute as mutual contract termination. As such, requires both parties' agreement in which we do not currently have the ability to process and therefore provide our side of the agreement at this very moment. While we do not wish to enter a legal dispute, as legal disputes as an option take a longer time to handle, and we know the nature of this event requires shorter time frame. We will agree to your graduation, but we need a little more time since we are very tied up at the moment. Nonetheless, I do advise you to hire a legal consultant anyway if needed, as they provide good insights whether we need a need to finally sign the mutual contract termination agreement together.
Holy
One.
crap.
Oh, I hate legalese.
Imagine telling your boss that you need to give him a 2-week notice and he's like, no.
So
It's
chat
like,
mentions that graduating has always been a weird term in the VTuber space, which I somewhat agree. It's more of a Japanese idol culture holdover. My bigger complaint is that they're using graduation within like these kind of professional chats. Graduation is something companies said to fans to like have a better image with the fans. I highly doubt if you ever talk to Japanese idol groups that the conversation between the idols and their managers included terms like graduation. They
yeah.
would have done more traditional, like, this is a voluntary separation. This is, you know, a cessation of our contract. They wouldn't have
Yeah.
said, we accept your graduation. This is
No.
not.
Japanese people are very punctual and very businesslike in a lot of different ways. And they would have just said, hey, I want to quit. All right, we'll put out a statement saying you're graduating. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't you don't use these terms in the professional conversation. You use these terms in your PR statement to the
Yeah,
fans.
it's kind of childish to do so, I'll be honest.
It feels weird. Like
Yeah.
really odd.
Alright. March. 1. Proceed with the termination of the contract subject to the payment of liquidated damages as per the terms outlined in the contract. 2. Continue to honor the contract's obligations until the expiration of the contract term. If you refuse both of these options, we will initiate our legal actions immediately. We'll be required to travel to Taiwan for a further court hearing. Please consider this notice as a final opportunity to resolve this matter amicably before we proceed with the legal action. Your prompt attention to is expected. Finally, any communication in regard to this channel and other related messages shall be considered confidential and therefore shall not be shared with other individuals except for anyone that is given permission to access the channel. Breaching this confidentiality may result in a direct default of termination of contract with severe penalty as outlined in our contract.
Because this actually comes up in some of the other screenshots, but this idea that he seems to think he can bring them to like court in Taiwan. First off, Taiwan doesn't have an extradition treaty with most countries. Second off, even if a country does have an extradition treaty, it's gonna typically have to be A, criminal, or B, like super duper high level corporate espionage. They're not gonna extradite people for crappy civil cases. That's not what that's for. I've never heard of that happening. I don't know where he gets this idea of you're gonna have to travel to Taiwan to deal with this court case. No, they're not.
It sounds like a scare tactic.
Yeah.
It probably is, but it's hilarious that he says it because it's so far from anything that would ever happen in real life.
Yeah. And after that, Kathy went ahead and posted her graduation announcement, which was deleted, but thanks to a parody account, they screenshotted it and put it in an archive site. I put it here. She said, "Hi, Yowls. Yowls. Whatever. Due to unforeseen circumstances within my current VTuber company, I will resume my streaming activities on my old channel starting today and rebrand my name to just Athy. I will not have any affiliation with AkioAIR on this account. I will also use a different model, but Athy will always remain Athy no matter where I go. I will also continue using this Twitter account as they are my personal accounts. I will only be changing my name and branding and maybe a new outfit, ooh-woo. I'm excited to resume streaming and start interacting with everyone again. I am so sorry for my radio silence, but I am ready to return with more cozy clinic chats, karaoke streams, and original/cover songs. See you again soon." And then Jason decided to, continue messaging because, he doesn't know how to fucking shut up.
Also, she likely deleted this because I will say this, most of the girls are almost certainly 100% in the wrong with like their contract speaking. But they're not gonna bring any of them to court. They threaten it a lot, but
Yeah.
there's no way they could actually bring any of these girls to court. The
Mhm.
It would
worst
look
thing
really
that's gonna
bad.
happen is this could look bad on them if they try and go into another VTuber company. But
Mm-hmm.
Athi, first off, Athi is the big one. I don't think she is because she wants to like kind of move back to her nursing career. It seems.
Yeah,
Or if she
should
does, she's
probably
gonna
do
do
that.
yeah. Or if she does, she's gonna do solo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Hello,
like how
senpai.
after this experience, I wouldn't want to try to go to another agency. I'd be too scared.
No.
Yeah, it would kind of be like my I'm done situation.
Jason said legal has not pursued any actions on you at the moment because the contract and the nature of the breach is different with the rest of season 2. The damage season 2 has caused to the company is far more significant and a more serious issue. Our legal decides to handle it with priority. We would only loop back to handle your issue once we completed most of the legal actions we need to take against season 2 in breaching their contract. We'd want to offer to you the conditions to terminate the contract peacefully twice, once before your involvement with season 2, which is simply to wait it out. Second time after you got yourself involved with season 2, for who knows what reason. And we ask for a second condition. Both you failed to comply and respond in time. And you expect legal to let you go peacefully. I was willing to offer you one last chance to terminate the contract once more with the legal team. So you won't be in legal hot water. Who likes that anyways? God, who talks like that?
Yeah,
Somebody
and
who's
like we've
trying to
already
gaslight
covered.
other people.
Yeah, like we've already covered, chat. They're not getting in trouble. Like they're
No.
probably legally in the wrong, but there's no country that's gonna extradite you for small claims.
No.
Yeah.
They're gonna tell you, fuck off, deal with it on your own terms.
It's like the ones who are the most pissed off are the investors, and one of the investors on Twitter is very outspoken. That's for sure.
Are they? I haven't actually seen the investor thing.
I think I linked one, and I said I was going to keep an eye on the account, and oh man, that's a chatty one.
I mean, I can understand their perspective because they probably put a lot of money into this.
See who likes it anyway.
Oh yeah, I'd be more pissed off at Jason though,
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'd definitely more pissed off at the company.
because he's the CEO, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be like, what? You couldn't keep your talent in? You couldn't make my money back? Like,
Why'd you hire a teenager?
Oh no, they don't give a shit about the teenager.
No.
Nope.
Hmm.
well, I'm assuming he probably has Taiwanese investors, which, if anybody knows anything about Taiwan, their views on kids doing stuff is very loose.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. But they have to understand that, like in other countries, that's not gonna fly, and that's not gonna make them money.
Yeah. Oh.
You would hope.
Who knows how many other minors are out there lying about their age.
Yeah.
Alright, let's...
Yeah.
I just had to go screw it up by doing actions that directly breaches our contract. Consider your contribution to the company. I really, really wanted to be nice with you. And don't want to give you too much trouble, yet you seem to be... Man, Jason, please! Yet you seem to be
Jason!
finding yourself in more troubles. Can you care to explain the announcement? You realize you're digging yourself a bigger hole on any unauthorized move you make, right? Could have left the company early without any repercussions, and now you're just asking and begging to be sued. Legal just saw the announcement, and there is no way can convince to drop your case. Being serious right now, I would have convinced legal not to pursue you, because honestly speaking, you did help a lot with the company. Gotcha. And now there's no way I can convince anyone otherwise to not take legal action against you. Better think of a settlement condition right now, or legal will be serving you the letters. Oh, make up a settle condition. I'm just streaming on my old channel. You never said that I wasn't allowed to, so I don't see an issue. You have an active contract with AkioAIR. I still have my AkioAIR channel. I'm not abandoning it. I'm just going back to my old channel temporarily.
I don't know, that's kind of abandoning it, I'm not gonna lie, but like...
Yeah. Let's see. There. Yes, so can you please send me the termination contract soon? I'm not scared about legal repercussions, by the way. I just want to sign a termination contract. Please read the contract again before legal catches on or your contract shenanigans. I did. I don't see the issue. Anyways, you can keep my Athena channel up. Our contract ends in about 6 months anyway, so you can take all the revenue from my channel and Spotify if that makes you happy. Are you making this more difficult for both of us? I won't take any money from AkioAIR or my channel. 6.2.4 without AkioAIR's written consent. Talent must not directly or indirectly accept or participate in any performance related to acting by talent oneself or by a third party with or without payment. Oh, he's fucking correct.
Yeah.
Because I
He
just
thinks
want
he's
to
so
leave.
special.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my chatters says he thinks he's the main character.
Honestly,
This reads like, "Hello, I'm the IRS. It's on our records that you owe $10,000. You need to pay now, or I will send the police."
Hello, sir. We check our records. You owe us $1,500. Now, how are you going to pay for this? I will
It
send
really
the
does
police.
read
Have a
like
good
one of
day.
it really does read like one of those scammers. Like, you have to do this. It's totally in the rules. You can't
There
just
is no
not do
payment
it.
plan. It is your fault that your accountant did not set up the proper channels for you. You must pay. You must pay the money now.
And Indian scammers are funny.
Yeah.
Because I just want to leave. I'm so tired of waiting and waiting. 6.2.2. The talent shall use its best effort to cooperate with the activities arranged by AkioAIR. I cannot do this anymore. If you just want to leave, you should just take our conditions. You guys keep breaking your promises and it hurts me so much. All we ask is to wait a bit. And you announce that it was simply a mistake. I will write whatever you want on my Twitter, YouTube, any social, just let me leave now. No, this is no longer about leaving peacefully. This is $100,000 damage versus $10,000 damage situation now.
Where'd the
He
money
just
come
starts
from?
throwing numbers out.
Like, bro, you can't decide that kind of money. You actually have to measure it. The court has to help you do that.
Or at best, let me leave at the end of the month, so I will have to pay even if I say it's a mistake. I don't get it. You already caused damages, ma'am. I'm already feeling the effect of this announcement. But so is your last one about hiring a minor, though, so I don't understand. If you can post an announcement causing damage to us, why are we in trouble if we do? It's just whether you are going to cause more by leaving the announcement up or not. Because that's a blatant evidence of intent to breach contract and not honoring a contract. I didn't say I was leaving AkioAIR. And reverting it, you might even argue it was a mistake. I never did once state that. I just said my streaming activities on my old channel is not affiliated with AkioAIR. I never did once say I was leaving Akio. I wanted to stop streaming with Akio. You can't stream on your old channel while having a contract with us.
You know, Jason's reads like one of those guys that he feels like whenever something happens in a company, you can like look at the NASDAQ, the thing that has all the
Yeah.
where's about the stocks on it, and you can just
Yeah.
watch it drop in real time. That's what he reads like. He's like, "You tweeted this. I'm watching like our stocks plummet. You have to delete it now so they go back up."
You know what? I want to look at the Akio stocks. What's their stock name?
The Akio stonks.
The Akio stonks.
Were they publicly traded?
No.
I don't
In
know.
Taiwan. I don't even think you can publicly trade in Taiwan. Like, other countries don't really have stock markets like we do in America.
No.
Yeah.
Which is why a lot of times in other countries you have to be a native to the country to run a business in it. Because they can't do publicly traded stuff.
Just said I want to use my old channel for now. That's called conflict of interest. He told me I could post music though. That's all I intend to do. When and where, and it is still applicable at this moment of time given the circumstances. A reasonable person would assume that this announcement is causing speculations, even if your intent was to only post music on your old channel. Realize having this announcement right now while everyone is speculating season two's current situation is just inadvertently damaging the other party, right? You realize this is basically what we call gross negligence, right? I already warned you about the potential issue of releasing any announcement at the moment, yet you still gone with it. I'm so sorry about that. Please know that this is not an official notice of me leaving Akio. Oh, I
Even though
hate
it should have
Jason.
been.
I mean,
What?
ma'am, it kind of looked like one.
Yeah, that's something with some of the talent, like in some of this stuff. It's like, no, like in some ways they're on to you, but in other ways they're like clearly stupid and malicious. But
It's like this next thing with Jason pisses me the fuck off. Like, okay, there's one more thing. I really don't know U.S. healthcare system, and I don't know if this applies. But I feel like I have a duty to warn you about a potential problem that this would cause that I spotted. Gross negligence is used in medical related trials and lawsuits, and it's possibly the last thing a hospital wants to hear in a normal circumstance. A record regarding a civil lawsuit involved with gross negligence is probably not a good look for a hospital. If a medical professional can cause gross negligence on other contractual stuff, what would they say? What would they say? What is to say they won't do it elsewhere? Again, I don't know if any US healthcare system would have cared, but I'm just letting you know because I'm more well versed on the legal side of things. So she is threatening her job.
They're threatening her job. And fun fact for people who aren't aware in the US, we actually do have a concept in US business that you can't fire somebody for a crime or civil charge unless it is directly related to your job. So even if she did get busted for like, what is it, gross negligence or whatever, it would have to be gross negligence in the medical field. Despite what people think, the U.S. does have some protections for its workers, and this is one of them, and I think it's one of the better ones we have.
That's blackmail. So one of my commenters says that's blackmail. I mean, it could be used as blackmail.
Yeah.
It definitely
I don't know.
sounds like it.
You know.
I mean, they can definitely use it as blackmail if she tries to go to another company.
It's not effective blackmail, but he thinks it is blackmail, so I think it's fair to call it blackmail.
Jason
Yeah.
then said, okay, reverse the announcement, remove it, which is why she removed it. He said, okay, what would you like me to say then? If that would let me leave. I really don't want to get into trouble with you. I also don't want to have to pay any damages. Just remove the announcement for now. I'll let you know what to post to rectify that. Okay, but will I still have to pay damages or deal with legal issues? Because I want this to be as peaceful as possible. It's up to legal, not my call. Yes, but you're the CEO, so it's also your call. That's remotely untrue. Company operates with the board member structure. If I simply drop the case out of kindness, you bet the board is going to be extremely unhappy if legal says otherwise. Do they have a board of fucking directors?
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
I think we all agree. No, they don't.
I think
He
his
just
board,
thinks it sounds professional.
I'm
his
pretty
board
sure
of
it's
directors
just
is
him.
actually his cardboard cutouts of all talents.
Like, I'm pretty sure it's just him.
Yeah.
It's like I remember seeing that he lists people, the Akio website. I seen Nick from Legal there.
Board of directors sounds like a VTuber community name.
Let's see. Oh, I see. There's a board. So they don't. So if there is a board of directors, none of the talents knew there's a board of directors. I'm sorry if you're in trouble with them. That was not my intention. What would the board? What would the board? What would make the board not get mad at me then? Ask them what they want from me so I can leave. I want to know what they want from me specifically. That isn't money. And just to be clear, I can't guarantee that this would fix the damage. And disclaimer, nor does this constitute as waivers that the company them from liabilities for your actions. It's my mere personal advice so you don't get even sued for more damage. And she said, okay, can you please let me leave now? Like October, please, I'm begging you. No, this is a legal dispute now that you did the announcement. Okay, well, I'm sorry about that. I just couldn't wait. You do not serve contract terminations for free if there's a legal dispute. You really know how contracts work. You can't just breach them willy-nilly because you think it's right for you or you think you can. Okay, I am possibly not going to continue VTubing after this anyways. You guys have ruined my love for all content creation. I'm so sorry that I have done harm to you. If you want to pursue legal action on me, please go ahead. I understand you are in big trouble with investors. I never wanted this to happen, but I'm ready to go. Thanks for everything, boss man. You have so many chances to not put yourself in trouble. I don't understand why you keep doing this, keep finding trouble for yourself. You already knew legal is fired up and ready to take legal action against anyone because of Season 2. Why do you even want to challenge that? Because I don't want to wait. I really want to see you stream, Matthew, whether at Akio or not. Finding yourself in trouble, even I can't save you.
He's just so
Wow.
abusive.
Honestly.
Like, there's so many abuse strategies you can pick up from this. Like the I love you, I want what's best for you, but if you don't listen to me, there's gonna be some consequences.
There's so much, like, it's starting to blend together for me. And you're on like page 31 out of like 44.
I'm on 33.
See, that's how much is blended together. It's
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's see. Also find it so unfair the way you guys have treated us for the past 2 years. That won't hold up in court. I'm sorry.
no, that doesn't count for anything.
Yeah, I know, but I have other things. That's okay. I'm sorry you're upset. Thank you for everything. Tell Chiru and Yuffie that I say hi and miss them. Well, I could say the same thing about you, Jason. I really want to see AkioAIR thrive and grow, but you keep finding yourself in trouble, and now I can't even save you. Especially your recent announcement. I'm so sorry it ended up like this. Thanks again for everything. That's not really how that works, but okay, sure. Upset is one thing. I'm just disappointed in you, not the content creation side. That part you're good. But sometimes you really need to think about the consequences of your action. Otherwise, that's just selfish. And if you don't have the intention of being selfish, your action will scream it. Anyways, personal advice. Do you intend to revert the announcement? If you let me leave peacefully, I will write whatever you want. The announcement was simply a mistake. I will write whatever you want on my Twitter, public social media. Just let me go now.
She really just wants out.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Alright, we already seen this. There's blah 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 blah. Okay, we already seen this half. Simple, the shortcoming outweighs the benefits, and the more you do, you're tipping the scale. Okay, but the fact that you guys were ignoring me was past tipping the scale. Did you not realize that every second that never gave me a proper answer, my scale was tipping closer and closer? Every day you guys never paid me or supported, my scale was tipping. Huh? Trying to explain the concept of why the company dropped your case if you did nothing. Actually, my scale was tipped long ago. I just decided to stay because I didn't want you guys to suffer. I would have done this in November, when I first sent my termination letter. Now with Gen 2, things have been worse. I feel like you're treating them better, and they have more money and investment. Have been left in the trash by you. How do you think this makes us feel? Me, Mew, Kion, Noah. This is not within your right to terminate contract anyway. Now how contract works, right? You can't just say I don't want to and nothing bad will happen. We have all been thrown away for shittier, newer models and talents.
Shinier.
I can't read. It's
Yeah.
Oh, it gets worse. I accidentally skipped ahead.
That's why you can't guarantee that because you aren't legal, remember? And that's what legal told me. Yeah, I know. Sorry, it's blurry. I am going to have to lean in, so if my model falls asleep, that's why. Would I be sued regardless of me reverting the message? Are you saying that I'm going to be sued either way? Does the company really hate me that much to want to destroy my life? I see. I guess you guys never really cared about me then. Cannot guarantee. Maybe they will drop the case depending on your attitude and the actions you take. Honestly, that's what's about to happen in the beginning without the announcement. Ah, yes, but how long would that have taken? I cannot sit in the dark for that long, unfortunately. You guys were too busy with Gen 2 that you ignored me. I felt completely ignored. The company is a machine run on logic. It lacks the emotion of a person, nor does it have vendetta against any individuals. You know what? I will retype this out later when I'm not tired. You never once did mention me in the emails, so I thought this was just a waste of my time. I've helped AkioAIR in so many ways. Are things I have done for you and the company not enough? As I mentioned before, Season 2 is a way more serious issue than yours. Like, way, way more serious. If you weren't even supposed to be in that conversation from the beginning, I don't even know why the lawyer didn't suggest you just follow our second decision for peaceful termination. I have been here since the very beginning. I was the one who supported you when you were down and things weren't going well. When you almost gave up on the company before we debuted, I spoke to you, gave you a slap to the face, and said not to give up. I remember when this company was still young. Dear God, I actually read it. Okay. We started discussing the hiring of a minor issue here, but it was short because it wasn't the main reason for me leaving. Even in the clinic, we do not let any patient come without a parent if they are younger than 18. Let's see. And logically, she can vote too. Okay, that was further up. Yes, but I'm not from her country, okay? You cannot compare us. And yes, that's why this is under parental control, so you shouldn't use the eyes of the US to judge other cultures. She was being abused by other companies, too. So, yeah.
That's okay if we abuse her.
And, like, they confirmed that, you know, Nofi was in other agencies, but also, like, her parents are fucking stupid for signing her to another fucking agency. Like, come the fuck on. This is her third agency. Her parents are far beyond stupid.
I think it's intentional.
No, I think it is. Once, oopsie daisies. Twice, oops, we thought this was better. 3 fucking times?
I don't know.
Y'all are so sleepy.
I'm
Granted,
sorry.
it is 3
I
a.m.
do not mean to yawn a lot. I apologize.
It's okay. We're almost done.
I'm sorry.
Shut up. You shouldn't use the eye of Taiwanese to law to judge either. About what? Just let her turn 18, man. If she was 18 when she debuted, none of this would have happened. Taiwanese law, only 20 is considered an adult. Would have been totally fine. Don't give me the, oh, she's almost 18 argument. Do you think it's better if we just let her keep getting mistreated from her previous company or some other, or come under our protection? I think it would have been better to debut her in Gen 3, or when she was actually 18, or split the Gen debuts up. She still needs a side hustle to earn some money. You're basically telling her she can't stream on a PG-13 platform because she's not 18. But with streamers in Gen May 2 do 18 plus content. Jason, I talk about hentai a lot, okay? You don't have to talk about that in front of her. How can I guarantee she won't see it, though? She's my gen mate. How can you guarantee that she won't see more explicit content while browsing the internet? How can I make conversations with her in future streams if the streams I do are all age restricted? Which is why it is better to publicly announce that when she's 18. Because now everyone will think a 17-year-old is browsing inappropriate content. She doesn't know if he's actual age at this point, I guess. Everyone knows kids do that all the time. She's taking responsibility for it because that causes the issue. It's very, very tricky. Anyways, let's not talk about this. All my friends have been judging me now because of this. They have... I shall drink.
I'll drink too.
They have blacklisted us. I can't collab with them anymore. That makes me so sad. Quite literally, no, we already have plans to counter any potential issues that arise after. Okay, that was for a previous thing. And sure you do. I'm sure it will be effective, really. Where was all that time and energy put into for us? Really, Athy, you want to argue this again because I can easily win this debate and you can try to emotionally guilt trip me again. Anyways, I just want to let you know that my decision was based on a combination of the announcement, my mental and physical health, and other personal circumstances that I will leave out of privacy. And would you do the same? And you would do the same, I'm sure. I know you, Jason. I don't guilt trip people. I know you don't want to do this. I don't want to either. You may think you don't, but everyone does it one way or another. You say you know me. It's just for your insurance. I just need to know. And I guess Jason said that you can screenshot the conversation. Let's see. And he doesn't want her to do anything. Okay, it's more talking about wanting to terminate her contract previously. That bullshit. Alright. Time for screenshots between false Jason and the AkioAIR management Sunny. Also false jump scare incoming, so just like warning you now. Booga booga jump scare. It's only 2 because I'm sure false doesn't want to let the juicy bits out because there's ain't much here. But Jason said, hi, our communication is always open and we're willing to dispute any misinformation from any third parties that have provided. We openly invite you to discuss with us regarding any information that needs clarification or discussion. Spreading news and misinformation without proper fact and without proper investigation/validation can be considered slander and defamation in most jurisdictions and states, whether if it's reported or not. Then we'll cover this in the next slide because that's more related to the anonymous agency that revealed that the AkioAIR manager auditioned to their shit and trying to do corporate espionage. The false said, we received anonymous information from organization being another VTuber agency and reaching out to tell VTS. Well, too bad, false. I decided to type out exactly what you said. That was audio only, so suck my ass. So, the anonymous agency said, yes, we had a massive ordeal with them, that being AkioAIR, that we've been avoiding sharing publicly, we have avoided sharing publicly to avoid conflict. Long story short, they, AkioAIR, attempted corporate espionage against our company. Received an application for our talent auditions from their talent manager. We did not know she was their talent manager at the time. On the audition form, we asked about any affiliations with organizations, to which she said there is none. During the interview, our team once again confirmed and asked about her background, and she made no mentions of AkioAIR. We had her sign a non-disclosure agreement, and then we discussed contracts, marketing plans, and showcased our models for the generation. While we ended up not proceeding with her, we later found out through various means that our model files and pre-debut plans were being discussed by AkioAIR's staff to the Season 2 talents in private. We confirmed the individual was in fact their manager based on the voice, her stream appearances, and artwork she claimed to draw on her application and portfolio for us. We compared the voice from the stream to our audition video, and it was the exact same. Furthermore, she showcased in her application various illustrations, one of which was this one before it was uploaded here, which was the model for Kion. The illustration was credited to Yuffie herself. Our team has come to the conclusion that it is possible she was likely coerced into doing this. And then false DM the manager himself. And he said, hello, quick question. You recently applied to another VTuber agency outside of AkioAIR. even going as far as to sign an NDA with this other VTuber agency. Then Yuffie said no. I work part-time at AkioAIR. I do not hold any company share. My personal life is unrelated to the company operations, as I can walk away any second. And False said, thank you for going on the record with this detail.
Denial.
Yeah. So, there you go. That's the end of my PowerPoint presentation. If any more is updated, I will add to this. But yeah.
Holy cow.
44 pages of a lot of basically the same. And False leaving out a bunch of information. False, I will fist fight you. Please, just somebody send me the rest. I'll see yes, Melia. Screenshots I yoinked from False. I mean, hey, this is my cover image.
Yeah, someone sent the information to False, but then False just didn't release 99% of it.
Yep.
So it makes it kind of difficult to really nail down a lot of stuff. Like, we have some of the basics for sure.
Yeah.
But there's a whole lot of context that would be really useful.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god. Yeah, a lot to go through. Excuse me.
Excuse you. It's very unladylike.
I don't give a shit.
Oh, she's a mermaid. Mermaids do weird things sometimes.
Yeah, they pee pretty weird.
I wasn't gonna say that.
I mean, hey, you're technically when you're in the ocean, you're swimming through mermaid piss. You're welcome.
No, for some people, that's a positive.
Yeah, I know.
Like some of your fans. I know what your fans are into.
I don't know what my fans are into either.
Anyways, guys,
Oh
mermaid piss. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody. Have a good night. I am going to knock the fuck out and then deal with work in the morning.
Good night.
Yeah, they're all being a baby. Here, we're gonna go out to the main screen, and I'm gonna find someone to raid.
But I should find someone to raid too. I don't know who's live. Let's see who's live.
Exactly. It's only good to raid people.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, the comment is gonna make that comment. I need to see it. At least DM it to me.
VTuber.
Alright, good night, chat.
I'm gonna find somebody new to raid, and we're just gonna hope I'm not already blocked on Twitter.
Otherwise, it might be seen as targeted harassment.
Oh, 100%.
I'm going to raid to Foxy. Be playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I gotta support my Call of Duty homies.
An Australian! I'm gonna raid an Australian. I love raiding the Australians.
Australians are fun.
I love their accent.
Oh, it's great.
The best accents in the world are the Australian one and the French one when speaking any language that isn't French.
Alright. Good night, everybody.
Are there any Scott VTubers out there? Maybe. Good night, everybody's chats. I hope you all have a good night.
I shall see y'all tomorrow for some Sea of Thieves.
Yay.